Salt Lake Bees baseball is on the air.
Yes, this is my squad.
It's time to get you ready for another day at the ballpark with the On Deck Circle.
What do we have on deck?
Fire it up!
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The long wait is over, and it's not just time for baseball. It's time for baseball in a new place, a new diamond, a new home. The ballpark at America First Square makes its debut as the Salt Lake Bees host the Reno Aces. Tony Parks with you here. It is an honor to be a part of such a special occasion. Right now, we sit back for our national anthem.
If nursing is your calling, Grand Canyon University has a path for you. If you're in school, in healthcare, or changing careers, GCU has a path for you through our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Take prerequisites on campus or online, then gain first-hand experience in one of our convenient skills labs, including our new learning site in Lake Mary near Orlando to prepare for the licensure exam. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu/absn.
It's Ram Truck Month, where right now at your local Ram dealer, well-qualified current Chevrolet, Ford, or GMC lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab 4x2 for $369 a month for 42 months with $3,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. No turn-in of competitive vehicle required. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/30/25.
Imagine this. It's 10 o'clock and time to go to bed. Scary, right?
It might be, especially if you fear the chance of an accidental leakage and skin irritation. Well, if that's the case, you need to try Tena Sensitive Care Overnight Pads. Its skin comfort formula acts as a barrier to help protect your skin and provides triple protection against leaks, odor, and wetness, helping you feel secure throughout the night. With Tena Overnight Pads, your nights will be smoother and your days brighter. Try them now and have a smooth night.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for one weekend only. Starts tomorrow at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Southern Fried Shrimp just dropped at Zaxby's. Now you might be wondering, how can these shrimp be so full of flavor? Well, these aren't just any old shrimp. These are battered and fried to perfection for that iconic Zaxby's flavor you know and love. Get them as a surf and turf meal with our famous fingers, fries, toast, and a drink. Or as a side, tossed in buffalo sauce. Heck, you can even toss them on top of a sensation salad. However you shrimp, you're about to be hooked. Zaxby's Southern Fried Shrimp, available now for a limited time. Who's got the sauce? Zaxby's.
Hey there, it's your friendly neighborhood Holiday. You know, we have something here at Holiday we call the 3 F's, and that means fast, friendly, and convenient. Now you might be saying, don't other convenience stores have convenience in their names? Or you might be saying that convenience doesn't even start with an F. And you know what? You're right. But the thing is, we're having way too much fun to care. Anyway, see you soon at your fast, friendly, and convenient neighborhood holiday, because everybody loves a holiday.
If your money's been hanging out in a savings account but not getting the gains you want, it's time to get your money working in a high-yield certificate account from America First Credit Union. America First certificates can help you save more, faster, without breaking a sweat. No matter what your financial fitness goals are, get bigger gains and greater rates with a certificate account from America First. Open yours today. America First, helping your money do more. Federally insured by NCUA.
The lineups are set, and we're ready for another edition of Bees Baseball. The first pitch is just moments away. This is Salt Lake Bees Baseball on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Have been anticipating it for a number of years now. When the announcement came out back in January of 2023, the renderings were there. Fans had a chance to look at what they were going to possibly be viewing in terms of seating areas and all of that. To see it come to life and to witness this right now is an absolute thing of beauty. So many people for so many decades who worked so incredibly hard building Bees baseball and also baseball all together in Salt Lake City. Now with this diamond and this jewel sitting right in front of us as we get set for game number 1 of the Salt Lake Bees and the Reno Aces. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for today. Jorge Barrosa is going to lead it off for the Aces in center field. It'll be Jordan Lawler batting second, and he's playing second. Blaze Alexander, the shortstop, hitting third. Designated hitter Trey Mancini, he's the cleanup hitter. Ildemaro Vargas hitting fifth and playing third. Right fielder Tristan English hitting sixth. A.J. Vukovic in left field hitting seventh. Rene Pinto is the catcher. He's hitting eighth. And Greg Kessinger in the 9 spot playing first base. Billy Corcoran is on the mound today for the Reno Aces. For the Salt Lake Bees, Zach Neto continues in that work off of the off-season shoulder surgery. He looks great so far, and he's going to lead it off and play short. Gustavo Campero in left field hitting second. Matthew Lugo bats third in center field. Nico Cavadas, the cleanup hitter, bats fourth, and he is at first base. The DH, J.D. Davis, hits fifth. Ryan Noda sixth, and he is in right field. Third baseman Carter Kieboom is batting seventh. Sebastian Rivero, the number 8 hitter, is the catcher. Yolmer Sanchez at second base batting ninth. And on the mound for the Salt Lake Bees, it is Sean Anderson. Sean Anderson, with a strange performance in his last outing, 4 2/3 innings. Gave up 7 hits, 9 runs, but only 3 of them were earned, as he had some tough work going on behind him and some strange moments on a couple of swim moves. Here's Gale Miller getting us started. Nobody more fitting than to get all of this started tonight than Gale Miller, the owner of the team, and her late husband, Larry H. Miller, who loved baseball dearly, played softball competitively, didn't just buy the team, brought the name of the Bees back. The rebrand has been a part of this offseason, the refresh in terms of this roster, and a pristine ballpark. What a sight. What a night. It's opening night and a historic night. It's the Bees and the Aces. We're at the ballpark at America First Square, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be. First pitch, and it misses for ball 1. 6:37 is our first pitch time. An absolutely beautiful night here in the spring. The weather is going to cooperate all week long. Barrosa waves and misses 1-1. Jorge Barrosa, 7 for 26 in that series against Tacoma. 5 doubles, 2 runs batted in, walked a couple times. Comes the 1-1. Squares to bunt, puts it down. A little keyhole roller back to Anderson. And the first at bat in the history of the ballpark is a bunt back to the pitcher. 1-3 the putout. It'll bring up Jordan Lawler. 9 for 24 in that series with 3 doubles and drove in 7 against Tacoma. Our umpires tonight, Mark Stewart Jr. behind the plate. It's Harley Acosta at first, Kellen Martin is the umpire at third. In there for a called strike here to Jordan Lawler. For Lawler, made his debut against the Cubs last season at the major league level. Got a hit in his first major league game. The 0-1 is high, a ball and a strike. It is incredible to be at the new ballpark. I went down onto the concourse beforehand, just walking around, seeing so many of the same fans that we saw at Smith's Ballpark. This is upstairs. And while I had a chance to interact with so many, wasn't sure who I would see. I don't think I could have found anybody better than Sue and Lisa Klauke, the wife and daughter of the late Steve Klauke. He would have absolutely loved this. Fly ball to right. Drifting back is Noda. He's got plenty of room. 2 up, 2 down. But Steve would have loved every bit of this, and he would have been here tonight as a fan. And he would have sat there with a hot dog, no ketchup on it, and he would have made sure that anybody who did put ketchup on their hot dog, they heard from him about his disgust with that decision. That's just who he was. But I thought about him a lot today. And great to see so many wonderful fans who have made the drive out here. And for some of them, they already reside in the near area. I stayed in South Jordan in 2023 in the time that I was in Utah, back and forth between here and Chicago. And it was so incredible to see their energy and enthusiasm for a new ballpark. This is fouled back. Defensive alignment tonight, Campero in left, Lugo in center, Noda is in right. Keyboom in the hot corner with Neto at short, Sanchez at second, Cavadas at first. Rivero handling the catching duties. Sean Anderson is on the mound. And that's low. Sean Anderson 0-2 so far this year. He's had some nice spurts in there. That first outing against El Paso, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned in 5 innings. This is fouled straight back. Didn't get a ton of help from the offense that night. And then against the Albuquerque Isotopes, we mentioned the 9 runs he gave up, only 3 were earned. He struck out 6. There were 2 plays where a base runner was dead meat on the base paths, and they had a great swim move around a tag. It kept the inning going much longer than expected. Also, some miscues defensively didn't help his cause. That's high. Count full, 2 down.
If nursing is your calling, Grand Canyon University has a path for you. If you're in school, in healthcare, or changing careers, GCU has a path for you through our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Take prerequisites on campus or online, then gain first-hand experience in one of our convenient skills labs, including our new learning site in Lake Mary near Orlando to prepare for the licensure exam. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu/ABSN.
A Real Lemonade Pet Insurance Review by Madison H.
You know, I thought it was a little ridiculous to get pet insurance, but I really didn't want to not take my little kitten to the vet because of money. In the last 8 months, I've taken him in 6 times because of ear infections and saved literally hundreds of dollars. He may even need to get surgery, and I couldn't consider it without Lemonade's help. I recommend Lemonade to all my friends constantly, and now I'm recommending it to you.
Check it out at lemonade.com/pet.
Getaway. Wyndham rewards everyone. Start earning points on your next qualified by Wyndham hotel stay and redeem them for minor league baseball tickets and experiences all summer long. Not a Wyndham Rewards member? Join for free at wyndhamrewards.com. Restrictions apply. Visit wyndhamrewards.com for more details.
Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Bottom of the first inning, no score here tonight between the Bees and the Reno Aces at the new ballpark at America First Square. It's Billy Corcoran getting the start tonight for the Reno Aces. And stepping into the box for the Bees, it is Zach Neto. And what a great Sunday he had. He was outstanding. Reached base 3 times, 2 for 2, had a home run, a double, drove in 3. Overall, had a great series. First pitch to Neto. It's high for ball 1. Zach Neto was 6 for 22 in that series. Homered a couple of times. Drove in 5 and walked 4. His defensive work looked great as well. That's just upstairs. And it's now sitting at 2-0. Zach Neto, coming off of the offseason shoulder surgery, was ahead of schedule, and it was very encouraging in terms of his ability to get back. Fans are very excited that he was also out there on the field doing work at all, let alone playing in games, and his work in the field as a shortstop, not just in live action, but in all the workouts, has been terrific. He looks great. 3-0 inside. 4-pitch walk to Zach Neto. So for the first Bees hitter that stepped into the box, a base on balls officially. Gustavo Campero. It's interesting, now that you're in this new ballpark, everything is going to be a first. The players have absolutely had conversations about, okay, first home run, first this, first that. You know, they understand that there is history here, whether it's their first year with the Bees or whether they've been around for a few years. Campero takes inside. What a start this guy has had to the season. He leads the team with 15 hits. That's second in the Pacific Coast League. But he's second in extra base hits, and he hasn't hit a home run. His speed just jumps out to you when you have a chance to watch him in person. Same thing with Zach Neto, by the way. It is also his joy and love for the game. Can sense it in the big smile that he carries all the time. I mean, he's just like a kid out there playing and having fun. And he keeps it light and loose, and I think that's played into his favor. He does not put a lot of pressure on himself. He's a person just full of gratitude and talks about having been through some tough times, and that gratitude carried him through. 7 pitches in a row out of the zone here for Corcoran to get started, but that's ripped to right on a green light 3-0 swing from Campero. Stopping at second is going to be Neto. The table is set here in the bottom of the first, as the first hit in the history of this ballpark goes to Gustavo Campero. Campero, right there, I was curious to see with how well he's been swinging the sticks, but also how poorly Corcoran has been locating here early, if the light would be green. Well, it was. And you have to remember, when the light is green, that doesn't mean you swing or expand the zone. That means you pick one spot and you let it rip. And if you don't get exactly what you want, you know you're ahead 3-1. Well, that was a great piece of hitting there from Gustavo Campero. And it brings up Matthew Lugo. Matthew Lugo has some explosive talent. Instead of somewhat of a slow start to the 2025 year offensively, he's 4 for 27. He was 0 for 5 on Sunday. Takes a strike, 0-1. Defensively for Reno, Vukovic in left, Barossa in center, English is in right. Vargas at third, Alexander at short, Lawler at second, Kessinger's at first. Pinto's the catcher tonight with Billy Corcoran on the mound. Lugo takes a vicious cut but comes up empty. And the count is 0-2. Matthew Lugo had one game with this team after the trade was completed, and also brought over Nico Cavadas and Zephyr John. In that one game, he homered. Down and away, ball 1, and the count is at a ball and 2 strikes. It was eye-popping to see his talent, though, while watching him work, and how excited the Angels were about this guy. And so for him to get healthy and be ready for the 25 season, it's been fun to see. That's ripped to center, but coming on is Barossa on the move. Tried to deke the runners, has to play it on a bounce. Stopping station to station is Campero at second. Lugo is on with a single. Neto's now over at third. The Bees have the bases loaded here with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. Here comes Nico Cavadas. No score, bottom 1. Nico Cavadas has some misleading numbers. He was 3 for 18 in that series, as he's batted .214 on the year. But he has 2 home runs. His on-base percentage is .421. He's drawn 8 walks. As he taps this one fouls, it bounces to the backstop. And the count is at 0-1. Kavadas a double to go with those 2 home runs. One of his home runs, very impressive, the opposite way. And that wind was not doing him any favors at that time. Runners with their leads. Kavadas takes on the inside corner for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bases chucked. Kavadas ready, so is Corcoran. The 0-2. Outside. Nico Kavadas grew up about 7 minutes away from Notre Dame. He was a huge fan. Went to football games, baseball games, watched Jeff Samardzija play in both of them. And his dream was to play there. He begged coaches to come watch him play so he could be recruited. Takes upstairs. 2-2. Well, suddenly, what he envisioned from the time that he was a little kid, it became true. He played for Notre Dame. And he was great. Now, lived his dream just last season with his first call up to the bigs, which included a 9th inning 3-run homer. That's outside. The count is now full. Well, Corcoran having some trouble locating, but not only does that become dangerous because you miss out of the zone, it can also become dangerous if you miss in the zone with a guy like Nico Kavadas. The 3-2. Kavadas takes high, ball 4, and that is what makes him such a dangerous player. It's the pitches he doesn't swing at. The first run in the history of the ballpark is scored on a base on balls. And Nico Kavadas brings in Zach Neto. That is the 9th walk that Kavadas has been able to draw, and many times he has been behind in the count 1-2 or 0-2. Here's J.D. Davis. Struggled there for a bit in that series, but really came on at the end of it against Albuquerque. Davis takes for a cold strike. He was 2 for 4 with the run driven in on Sunday, but on Saturday, he had 3 hits. He had to bust out of a slump, and it was a swinging bunt that got it started. Davis bounces this foul to the backstop, and it's 0-2. But then after that, he really started to make some great contact. Had a sac fly on the day. Starting to see him look more and more like himself after what was a sluggish start to that series. Fly ball, right center. Long run, Barossa to the alley, and it's gone! The answer to the trivia question is a grand slam from J.D. Davis. The first home run in the history of the ballpark at America First Square is a four-bagger that clears all the bases. A grand slam for J.D. Davis. That is his second home run of the year. And that ball just kept on going. It was headed to the alley. You knew it was going to be deep. And you knew Barossa had a long way to go. Just over the 385 sign. And the Salt Lake Bees have a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Still nobody out. Meeting at the mound right now with Corcoran. A huge thanks, by the way, to Oakland Construction, the entire team, for their relentless work throughout the long days and long nights to have this ballpark ready on time. There are many people who really worked around the clock over the last few weeks especially. And the ballpark looks fantastic, walking around all day long. I got here early, had media appearances, but I wasn't going anywhere. It was just great to see all of this come together. What a sight, and what a start. Here's Ryan Noda. Takes a called strike. Noda, 2 for 13. last week. A 125 batting average so far, has a home run that was in his first game as a Salt Lake Bee. It was a laser that left the park in a hurry there in El Paso. The whole crowd groaned off the bat. They knew right away it was trouble, and then they just went dead silent as he made his way around. 5-0 Bees, bottom of the first inning. You could not picture a better start. That's in the dirt. For Ryan Noda, who was with the Oakland A's organization last year, came on strong there in August and got the late season call-up. Noda takes a called strike 3. That'll bring up Carter Kieboom. Carter Kieboom, 3 for 5, but so important with a stolen base. He had a key hit in the 9th inning on Sunday on his way to his 3 for 5 afternoon, and then timed a stolen base beautifully on the jump. An important 90 feet to get to second with 2 down, and then was eventually driven in by Sebastian Rivero. The Bees on Sunday had an 8-1 lead, and it got away. They would eventually prevail in the 9th, 9-8. It was one of those games, as this ball's hit foul, it was one of those games where we talk about how the PCL stands for playing chutes and ladders. It was the definition of chutes and ladders. It looked like the Bees were about ready to take off, and then in a blink of an eye, Albuquerque came back to tie it. Bees up 5-0 against Reno here tonight. Kieboom fouls it back to the screen. Do it again at 0-2. Carter Kieboom batting .421 to start this season. Has a home run to go with that. Guy with a good amount of major league experience. Bounces one foul through the third base coach's box off the hand of manager Keith Johnson. Leaning with that right hand. Was not able to finish the play. But the Bees with this roster, not just some major league experience, guys who've had major success at the major league level. This pitch is low. I mean, you have a guy in Yolmer Sanchez who's in the 9 spot tonight. He won a Gold Glove back in 2019. Pitcher in Victor Gonzalez, who was the winning pitcher to close out a World Series in 2020. Down and away, and the count is even at 2 apiece. And so guys who've not just been in the show, but have had big postseason moments. Some key trophies to go with it. Popped them up right side, foul and out of play. Giving chase for a bit was Pinto, the catcher. He's out of room. He goes to the upper deck. Nice play by a fan on the bounce. Stayed on his toes the entire way. By the way, didn't give up on that ball just because it landed underneath him. Yeah, he holds it up high to the fans. There's such a great vibe on opening day anyway, and you can certainly feel that tonight. Count is full at 3-2. 1 down. Bottom of the first inning, 5-0. Salt Lake, a grand slam from J.D. Davis. Kieboom pops it up behind home plate. And it's out of play again. Well, the Bees did a nice job in that series on Sunday, racking up pitch counts, and did the same thing, I think, on Friday night, if I remember right, of just fouling off pitches, keeping plate appearances alive, racking up the pitch count for the starter. Kieboom takes a called strike 3 at the knees. A couple of backward Ks after the first 5 hitters reach base and then all score. Brings up Sebastian Rivero. Bees up 5-0. Rivero, boy, was he big on Sunday. Had the go-ahead RBI single in the 9th inning to help the Bees prevail 9-8, but he's had some big swings of the bat. In all of their wins, he's played really well. Whether it's been helping them get some big insurance runs. But the other thing Rivero did on Sunday that did not go unnoticed, if you were there in the ballpark, he helped the Bees steal a couple of outs. He had a casual pickoff throw to first from behind the dish, just kind of lollipopped it over there, hiding behind the batter. And the runner at first, with a late reaction to it, was tagged out. 1-2. He had another one on a relay throw to the plate with the runner coming in. He stood there like a statue and just casually acted like nothing was happening. Then snagged it, tagged him, and got a big out that helped the Bees keep the lead. Fouled off of his foot there at home plate. Well, Sebastian Rivero, he's just a high IQ guy. Just constantly thinks of every millimeter possible that he can win in any situation.
Missions to Mars, driverless cars, AI chatbots. Feels like we're already living in the future. Robinhood is built for the future of trading. Robinhood's intuitive design makes trading seamless so you can spot opportunities and take control of your trades. You can now even trade stocks and crypto all in one place. Sign up for a Robinhood account today. Investing is risky. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, is a registered broker-dealer. Trading during extended hours involves additional risks. Cryptocurrency services are offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC and MLS ID 1702840. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services.
Geico makes it easy to get affordable renter's insurance in as little as 90 seconds. That way, you have more energy for harder things, like the laundry. Why is it so difficult to fold clothes? They just end up wrinkly anyway, or on the floor in a pile that just sits there, taunting you. But with renter's insurance through Geico, at least you know that those clothes and the other things you love are covered. Get more with Geico.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Every day, let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
97.5 KZNS FM Colville, 1280 KZNS AM Salt Lake City, and KSL FM HD2 Salt Lake City Midvale. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Bees up 5-0. Grand Slam, J.D. Davis. It helped start the party this evening. And it's Trey Mancini, the designated hitter for the Aces, stepping in, right-hand batter against the right-hander, Sean Anderson. Anderson retired the Aces in order back in the first inning. First pitch in there for a strike to Mancini. Well, Sean Anderson, I'm excited for the possibility of him here in 2025. He's been working hard on this kick changeup that really started to become in the headlines during spring training. That's laced out to center field, a base hit. Trey Mancini, first knock of the game for the Reno Aces. But for Anderson, he started this back in 2019. And it all started because he wanted more drop from his changeup since he felt like his were coming out more flat. And Anderson tends to put a lot more spin on the ball because of the way that he throws with his hand on the outside of the ball instead of on top. That's laced, and it gets by the second baseman Sanchez into right field. Stopping at second base is Mancini. Back-to-back hard-hit singles. And the Aces have runners at first and second, nobody out. So I guess Anderson moved his middle finger to the top of the ball and only kept the fingertip on the ball. That way he could use his ring finger to kind of kick the ball off its normal spin axis. It's the way it's been explained. And so instead of a traditional changeup that spins 3 o'clock sideways, it's now spinning more top spin. Now he's got to think about using his ring finger to spin it upward. So there's more and more that he's been working on with this. He said, he was quoted as saying, instead of keeping my middle finger on top and spiking it, I turn it over to the side and I almost spiked the right side of the seam. So this kick changeup, which has been a big focus for him, he's hoping that can work to his advantage. He had some really nice moments during spring training. And a guy that has been very helpful for him, and I think he could be helpful for anybody, is Kyle Hendricks. That's high. I mean, Kyle Hendricks is a guy that is not going to go out there and overpower you, but he was so incredibly effective, especially in some of those postseason runs from the Cubs, including the World Series championship. He was the starter in Game 7, but he was so effective with location and movement. Pitch is inside, ball 4. Pair of singles, then a walk. Suddenly the bases are now loaded for the Reno Aces. And it brings up A.J. Vukovic. So Mancini on third, Vargas on second, Tristan English is at first. Vukovic, not a big sample size so far this year, just 0 for 2. Takes off speeding in there for a strike. And so he talked with a number of different veterans, but he said one conversation with Hendricks really stood out to him. Since Anderson throws across his body, he struggles with getting fastballs to go to the outside corner. He said Hendricks has been a really big help. Well, the Angels organization, last year, so much work was done behind the scenes in developing so many players. I mean, Rocket City, you have to tip your hat to that staff last year and that organization, the way that they help players be ready for this level and the major league level. And then same thing with the work of Keith Johnson here. This pitch is high. Count is 1-2 now to A.J. Vukovic. But for the Bees, in a 99-loss season last year for the Angels, you still saw so many individuals growing immensely. Couldn't be happier than we are for Kyron Paris, who's had a nice start to the year. And to see his individual success and to see his team success. The Angels, winning games is one thing. It's the way they're winning them with some clutch moments. Vukovic skies this a mile high to right. Noda's over there to get under it. Mancini tagging at third. Noda makes the catch by the line. He'll throw it in to second base. Runners now at the corners. Tagging up and scoring is Mancini. And it's now a 5-1 ball game. The Bees still in command after their 5 spot in the bottom of the first. But 2 on, 1 out. And it'll bring up Rene Pinto. Rene Pinto, 4 for 14 with 2 doubles in that series against Tacoma. He was 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Vargas at third, English at first. 1 out. Top of the zone for a strike. And the count is 0-1. You just look out at this stadium as the flags now just drifting ever so gently as they're blowing out just a bit. They've moved left to right mostly. Up and in. Look out. Rene Pinto barely able to get out of the way of that one. But with a full ballpark, you just love the sounds of the conversations everywhere out there. And one thing I really love about this ballpark is I'm closer to the fans. Right here behind this upper deck, and you get to see the interactions. Swing and a miss. Pinto took a heavy cut, but he's down 1-2 in the count. 1 down, 5-1 Bees, top of the second inning. Fans tonight with their black t-shirt that was given away and also the rally towels. And now we have a timing violation. Oh, hold on. What do we have here? If this is a timing violation, he's out, and it is. Rene Pinto is out on a timing violation. Mark Stewart Jr. in the argument with him right now. And I think Pinto's trying to be respectful, but also argue his case. Manager Jeff Gardner over there in on the conversation as well. It was a strange moment where in the process of getting established and set, either did not look at Anderson quickly enough or was not in the box and ready by the time it was expected, and suddenly it's a timing violation, a strike, and Pinto's out. And so Renee Pinto in this argument, boy, you have all three umpires, both base coaches, manager. I mean, you've got it all going on right now at home plate. And so Mark Stewart Jr. in the conversation right now with manager Jeff Gardner. And the one thing I do like about the timing rules and when they were put together, do it or don't. And in professional baseball, major league level, minor league level, they do it. If it's a violation, it's a violation. There's no gray area. There's no weird element to it. There's no awkward warnings. There's no, you don't call that in this situation. It is or it isn't. And so when they wanted to speed up the game and they talked about introducing the clock in some way, many times I would have conversations with others in the league. The late Steve Klauke, we would talk about it too, and it was the same thing. Do it or don't. And they do it. Greg Kessinger now at the plate. Runners with their leads at the corners. 2 down, and that is inside, I believe, for a ball. 2-0. Our broadcast position now is, instead of being closer towards home plate, we're a little more to the left, but not bad. We're not quite to the first base line looking down that way. That one misses, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Greg Kessinger, 6 for 21. A couple of doubles, walked 5 times. 5-1 Bs. Aces looking to punch back here in this second inning. 3-0, taking all the way, and it's a strike. The Aces batted .389 with runners in scoring position against Tacoma. Kessinger was 4 for 9 during all of that. Vargas, the lead at third. English sidestepping to his lead over there at first base. And the throw over to first. He's back in with a head first slide. And Sebastian Rivero back there behind the plate. And this 3-1, well aware of the situation as to whether or not English may take off. He does not. It's fouled straight back. English does not have a stolen base attempt yet this year. He'll get a head first start over there at first now with the count full and 2 down. Infield tilted to the left. Second baseman Sanchez almost directly behind the second base bag. Well off the bag at first is Cavadas. There goes English. And it's grounded foul off the facing of the dugout of the Reno Aces. Well, these nights are going to be beautiful all week long. You know, we knew the ballpark would look good. We knew the backdrop would look good. Now, the big question was, would the weather cooperate? Well, it didn't just cooperate today. It cooperates all week long. It's going to be fantastic. Saturday's going to be beautiful. Sunday with the noon start. Don't forget to come out for that with the Sunday brunch. Big moment here. 3-2, runner goes, and the pitch is down for ball 4. The head start for English means that he'll motor into second base. As with the count being full and 2 down, he was off to that early move. Now it sets the bases loaded here with 2 out. And Jorge Barrosa at the plate. Barrosa left-hand batter ready. Runners with their leads. B's up 5-1 here in the top of the second. Barrosa takes down and in. He tried to bunt his way on and rolled it right back to Sean Anderson. And that was the first at bat in the history of this ballpark. Barossa can be dangerous. Takes for a strike. It's 1-1. Barossa had 2 stints with the Diamondbacks last year. Had a series there against the Yankees early in the season, and then late in the season had a 5-gamer between the Dodgers and San Francisco. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. Comes from Puerto Cabello, Venezuela, the same city as Jose Altuve, William and Wilson Contreras, Pablo Sandoval, and Carlos Zambrano. Foul tips it into the glove. 2-2. Big moment here for Sean Anderson, because in his first 2 starts, he takes the loss, and while he's been spotted a 5-0 lead that's now at 5-1, be huge for him to get out of here, minimizing damage with all this traffic that's been out there on the base paths. It started with 2 hard hit singles. It was followed up with a walk. It's a 5-1 Bees lead. The 2-2. Bounced foul off the facing of the Bees dugout first base side. We'll do it again. Runners return.
If nursing is your calling, Grand Canyon University has a path for you. If you're in school, in healthcare, or changing careers, GCU has a path for you through our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Take prerequisites on campus or online, then gain first-hand experience in one of our convenient skills labs, including our new learning site in Lake Mary near Orlando to prepare for the licensure exam. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu/ABSN.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Missions to Mars, driverless cars, AI chatbots. Feels like we're already living in the future. Robinhood is built for the future of trading. Robinhood's intuitive design makes trading seamless, so you can spot opportunities and take control of your trades. You can now even trade stocks and crypto all in one place. Sign up for a Robinhood account today. Investing is risky. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, is a registered broker-dealer. Trading during extended hours involves additional risks. Cryptocurrency services are offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services.
I'd like to switch from coffee to a nice cold energy drink in the afternoon. And wouldn't you know it, Holiday has an exceptional selection of energy drinks. Sometimes, like today, it's hard for me to decide which one I want, so I bought 4 of them and I tried them all. Might have been about 3 more than I actually needed, so I'll keep that in mind tomorrow. But boy, are they great at helping you get through the day. Anyhow, we'll see you soon at the energy drink cooler, because everybody needs a holiday.
The 1 Salt Lake, bottom of the 2nd inning. Thanks so much for being with us here tonight. Don't forget, we have Bees Baseball on KMYU Thursday night, Saturday day. Join us for the matinee at 1 o'clock, and we have a high noon start on Sunday. It's going to be a blast. Or come on out to the ballpark. Get your tickets at slbees.com. First pitch outside as the Salt Lake Bees will go with the 9-1 and 2 hitters in the 2nd inning. Yolmer Sanchez, Zach Neto, and Gustavo Campero. 2nd inning of work for Corcoran. Check swing, and it was in the zone anyway. 1-1. Well, Yolmer Sanchez had some big defensive moments in that series against Albuquerque. That relay throw he had to the plate to gun down a runner on a ball that went to the wall, and it was one where you felt like he had no business not scoring. But on the relay, Lugo threw a strike to Sanchez, and Sanchez threw a bullet to the plate. And Sanchez, a Gold Glover with the White Sox back in 2019. He has a handful of different first names. One of them is Yolmer. Another one that he went by before 2017 was Carlos. He goes off the end of the bat here, down the left field line. That could be trouble. It's going to drop. Here comes Sanchez for second. He'll be in there standing up. Carlito, as his mother would call him. And that's the name he likes best, is Carlos. And when she's happy, she calls him Carlito. Little Carlos with a leadoff double in the bottom of the second. And the Bees continue to have a great offensive start to this game. You know, that 5 spot was great to see because they had games on that road trip where, sure, 4 of their 5 losses, they gave up a double-digit number of runs. But you also felt like the Bees had their chance to put up a huge run number. It didn't cash in as often as they wanted to. That's off the glove of the catcher, Pinto. The corners are in, middle infielders back. Zach Neto led this thing off with a walk in the bottom of the first and would eventually come around to score on the walk from Nico Cavadas. Neto set and ready. Takes at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-1. 23 home runs last year for Nico Cavadas, or rather for Zach Neto. But Neto comes through with the 23 homers, 30 stolen bases. That was so impressive. Fouls this off at home plate. He played 4 games with the Bees at Smith's Ballpark back in 23. I remember that I filled in for Steve Klauke during a few of those. And he was just there for 4 games. And he had a couple of home runs that were moonshots. And you could tell right away, and then watching him on the field, this kid had something special. Rips it to left, the base hit. Rounding third is Sanchez. He'll hold there. Runners now at the corners. Nobody out. The table set once again for the Bees as they lead 5-1 in the bottom of the second. Well, Zach Neto has been on a tear here recently. We talked about how good he was on Sunday, 2 for 2 with the home run and the double. And then today he's reached base twice. So more trouble for Billy Corcoran and the Reno Aces as now Gustavo Campero comes up. And you can just start to see the way the Bees can get that merry-go-round going with so many threats in this order. Campero bounces it foul behind the plate. Campero has a terrific workout regimen. I mean, he and I are about the same height. And every time I look at him, I just think to myself, and I did tell him this, I'm hoping you're my after picture. Because, I mean, his workout routine is incredible. Neto back in there at first on the throw over from Corcoran. Kessinger looked like he may not have been as ready for that. But Campero, who got the call up late last year, but takes very good care of himself. Just works relentlessly on perfecting any little thing about whether it's his body, whether it's his hands, his swing. Throw back over to first, Neto in there. Sanchez took a couple steps towards the plate and then danced back to third. Backing up a bit at third now is Vargas. He's now medium depth. Infield tilted to the right, 5-1 Bees. That's deep to left. Going back is Vukovic at the wall. It's off the wall. Sanchez will walk home. Neto scampers to third. Sliding with a double is Gustavo Campero. Second in the PCL in hits. Second in extra base hits. That's his 8th. And the Bees lead 6-1. Well, Campero, when you're on a tear like this, I mean, he looks good, he feels good. Every time he steps in the box, you just get the feeling he's about to do something great. And whether he's pulling the ball or going the opposite way, and when you have a guy that's a switch hitter who can go the opposite way as naturally as he does, that being a right-hander or a lefty, I mean, it becomes stressful to deal with. That's going to be all for Billy Corcoran. He's still responsible for the 2 runners on base. 6-1, Salt Lake on top. We'll step aside for a pitching change right here on KMYU.
If your money's been hanging out in a savings account but not getting the gains you want, it's time to get your money working in a high-yield certificate account from America First Credit Union. America First certificates can help you save more, faster, without breaking a sweat. No matter what your financial fitness goals are, get bigger gains and greater rates with a certificate account from America First. Open yours today. America First, helping your money do more. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Smith's. For mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Smith's, you always get big flavors and big savings. Smith's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Game ceremony before the game. Gail Miller hollering out play ball. Big giant flag, terrific anthem. I mean, all the ceremonies and the festivities. Then you get down to the game. It's even better when it's going well for the Bees. And it is. 5 in the first. They have 1 here in the second. Here's Matthew Lugo. And he singled in the first inning. He takes for ball 1. Lugo swings and misses at a pitch down. Well, Matthew Lugo, who came in to score on that grand slam from J.D. Davis in the first inning. It's interesting with the sunspots here compared to Smith's ballpark. They will be somewhat similar as the left fielder will be battling it early. Pitches away. Runners with their leads. Campero at second, Neto at third. Lugo, a vicious cut, but he comes up empty, 2-2. Well, Jeff Brigham signed a minor league contract with Arizona back in December. He was originally drafted by the Dodgers in the 4th round back in 2014. 4.76 ERA in all of his big league innings. Lugo down on strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's Nico Cavadas. What an important walk that he had back in that inning to bring home the first run. Nico, many times when he's drawn a walk, he's extended an inning but put somebody in scoring position. This time, does it with a swing of the bat, deep right field, and it's gone! 3-run shot, Nico Cavadas. And the Bees are pouring it on early here at the ballpark at America First Square. It's now 9-1. Well, a grand slam in the first inning for J.D. Davis. Now Nico Cavadas, who draws that base on balls. It's so great when you watch him, the pitches he doesn't swing at to set up, to give him a chance for a pitcher to throw him a pitch that he will annihilate. And he tattooed that ball. Davis, swing and a miss. I mean, Nico Cavadas from that left side, for him to go the opposite field as well as he does. And then when he pulls with that kind of power, I mean, that ball was gone in an instant. Davis fouls this back. The Bees with 5 in the first, 4 here in the second inning. J.D. Davis with 10 runs batted in on the season after his 4 that he racked up in the first. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the second inning. That's been great with the rally towels flying around there after all these big moments in the game so far. J.D. Davis now at 2-2. 5 different major league teams for Davis over 8 seasons. Back in 22, boy, he really barreled him up. He had an outstanding offensive season as he fouls this back. He had the 3rd highest hard hit percentage in the bigs, only behind Aaron Judge and Yordan Alvarez. And it's been a long time since he's been in the PCL. This is his first real season in the Pacific Coast League since 2018. Comes the 2-2 from Brigham. It's low. Count is now full. With a promotional schedule, make sure to check that out this year. Bark in the Park is going to be a great time. Country Night, obviously the 4th and the 24th. Go to slbs.com. Davis rips to right, down the line, headed for the corner. It'll be extra bases. J.D. Davis in with a double. And the offensive explosion continues for Salt Lake in the early innings. Well, that is the 3rd, make it the 4th extra base hit of this inning. 3 doubles and a home run. And it started with Yolmer Sanchez having a double to start this inning off. So production out of the 9 spot, you take that anytime you can get it. Ryan Noda. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Ryan Noda struck out in the first inning. Boy, the first 5 reached base for the Bees. They all scored. The next 3 struck out in that first inning. The lead at second base, Davis. The lead in the game is the Bees, 9-1. Noda takes a strike. 0-2. He didn't like that one. So readjust the gloves. Step back in and get ready. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Brigham comes set. And the 0-2 is high. Jeff Brigham attended the University of Washington. Really impressed after that junior year before then being drafted. Originally, as we said, by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Swing and a miss. Noda down on strikes for the 2nd time today. Here's Carter Kieboom. Well, Carter Kieboom, 133 games at the major league level over a 4-year span. And all of them with the Washington Nationals. Kieboom struck out in the first inning. Started after that one, but left it outside, 1-0. And so for Salt Lake, they had a 15-run performance in the opener against Albuquerque, then a 9-run performance in that win on Sunday. They feel like that's more of who they can be more often offensively, especially with some power in so many different parts of this lineup. We talked about it already, the 4 extra base hits in this second inning alone. 2-0 is down and away. 3 balls and no strikes. But whenever they had struggled with it, whether it be runners in scoring position and not cashing in. They had a game where the leadoff man reached base in all first of the 7 innings. That's outside ball 4. So first and second now, and 2 down for Sebastian Rivero. And Rivero struck out to close out the first inning. Rivero, who played with the Royals in 21 and 22. Starts behind 0-1. Rivero 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position so far this season. Mentioned the key plays he made to take away some outs. I can't imagine how many outs he's stolen with his ability to call the game behind the plate. His overall intelligence is something you really feel like you have the extra member of the staff on the field. And that's what he brings. Brigham has had to work hard to try and close out the second inning. It took over for Corcoran, pumps in a strike. And it's now at 1 and 2 strikes to Sebastian Rivero. Davis at second, Keyboom at first.
How do you make an Airbnb a Verbo? Picture a vacation rental with a host. The host is dragging your family on a tour of the kitchen, the bathroom, the upstairs bathroom, the downstairs bedroom, and the TV room, which, surprise, is where you can watch TV. Now imagine there's no host giving you a tour, because there's never any hosts at all. Ever. Voila, you've got yourself a Verbo. Want a vacation that's completely and totally host-free? Make it a Verbo. If nursing is your calling, Grand Canyon University has a path for you. If you're in school, in healthcare, or changing careers, GCU has a path for you through our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Take prerequisites on campus or online, then gain first-hand experience in one of our convenient skills labs, including our new learning site in Lake Mary near Orlando to prepare for the licensure exam. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu/ABSN.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Exclusive events, as well as other perks and discounts for $30. The Bees are proud to partner with 50-plus recreation centers across the state and surrounding states to provide junior Bees baseball and softball programs to over 20,000 youth. To find a league near you, please visit slbees.com. Brought to you by America First Credit Union. Whatever your financial goals, helping your money do more has never been easier. Just head to AmericaFirst.com and join the winning team today. A big tip of the hat to America First Credit Union for their vision and helping all of this come together as well. The ballpark at America First Square. This is going to be a lot more than just a ballpark. A ton of entertainment going on around in this area. So many family-friendly events, and you'll want to be a part of all of it. So stick around, because 74 more home games with the Bees on the schedule and many other great events to come. It'll be kind of a year of openings as the ballpark opens now. First pitch up and in to get this inning started is Wildemaro Vargas. Had that one running in on him. But Vargas is listed on the video board, but that is not right. No, that is Blaze Alexander. Popped up behind home plate. They have had some issues with... No, it's not. That is Jordan Lawler. They've had some issues with roster numbers and a few technical issues as well. So my apologies. I was very confused because that didn't look right. Indeed, it is Jordan Lawler. I thought my book may be incorrect. As Barossa closed out the inning. Three balls, one strike, nobody out. Lawler flied out to right field back in the first inning. Oh, and a broken bat foul ball. As that bat just chipped its way over up the third base line a little bit. And so Lawler will head over and get a new piece of lumber. Count full with nobody out here in the top of the third. Well, the Bees with 5 in the first, 4 in the second. And for the Aces, 1 in that second inning. Lawler with a new piece of firewood. And Sean Alexander did a great job at getting out of that jam. He worked himself in and then out of trouble, giving up just 1. This is fouled back. Jordan Lawler had thumb surgery right before the start of last season. Had 14 games with the Diamondbacks 2 years ago. In his debut, batted 129, still looking for his first home run and run batted in at the major league level. Skyscraper, right side of the infield. Nico Cavadas, the first baseman. He'll make the catch. 1 down. Now it'll bring up Blaze Alexander. Blaze Alexander has a connection to last year's Bees team. He's the cousin of Zach Plesac. Plesac, who pitched with the Guardians for a few years there earlier in the decade. Had a 10-win season. This is fouled out of play. Plesac was wonderful to be around at the ballpark each and every day, and got a call up to the Halos last year. His debut, a quality start. He was outstanding. Got the win that night as well. It was one of those positive signs where you started to see guys really lobby for spots at the back of that rotation. Off speeding in there. Alexander down 0-2. And for Blaze, his brother CJ is currently with the A's and was with the Royals a year ago. He'll use his timeout here. As the Bees lead 9-1. They have the LED boards that wrap around to the top and the bottom decks behind home plate. That includes the count and the outs deep down the right side. And instead of the numbers, it's just the little light bulbs that light up. Got a nice old school look and feel to it. That's popped up. Foul and out of play behind home plate. The video board is now in left field instead of right. And it is massive. It's the first thing people started talking about when they walked in. I love how big this video board is now. Wonderful walking areas out and around beyond the outfield wall. Had a chance to walk around before the game. It was great catching up to a number of fans, but it was also cool to just see some areas I haven't had a chance to catch yet because we were gone for a couple of weeks. And so having it completed and having a chance to see it all come together with a front row seat, it was a really special experience. And it's been a special experience for the fans tonight. That's inside. And it hit Blaze Alexander. So Alexander hit by a pitch. We'll bring up Trey Mancini. Mancini out of the cleanup spot tonight. He started that second inning with a single. He'd eventually come around to score. The Aces had the bases loaded with nobody out. And they were able to score just one. The Bees were able to do the same thing in the bottom of the first. They racked up a 5 spot. What a journey it's been for Trey Mancini. A part of 7 Major League seasons. 3rd player ever to homer in each of his first 3 starts. And his time there in Baltimore was remarkable. Of course, he was a part of the 22 Astros team, but he was traded to Houston from Baltimore during that season. Takes for ball 1. 9-1 Bees, runner at first, 1 out. The opening night here at the ballpark at America First Square. Lead at first, Alexander. Mancini with a heavy cut. Swings and misses. 1-1. But Mancini had a very emotional and memorable return to the field in Baltimore. There at Camden Yards after his battle with cancer in 2020. Fans gave him a great ovation in his return. I can only imagine what that moment must have felt like as he fouls this off at home plate. He was the American League Comeback Player of the Year, and for good reason. He's been an inspiration to so many, obviously in the Baltimore area, but anybody who's been around baseball and had a chance to know his story, you can't help but to be moved by it. Mancini with an excuse me ground ball to the right side. This might work out. Sanchez tries the barehand, can't get it. It's an infield single. An excuse me swing, and he is excused. Oh, Mancini with a hard hit single. And then that little grounder right there. It's 2 for 2 for Mancini. Runners at first and second, 1 down. Ildemaro Vargas, who singled back in the second inning. And home plate umpire Mark Stewart Jr. was trying to make an announcement. And I don't think that his mic is working. He's trying to communicate something. And now Mark Stewart Jr. will walk over and have a conversation with Kellen Martin. He might have a comms issue of some sort. We might be trying to see what his reception is like here. All right, well, they get that sorted out. We were talking about America First Credit Union, a big part of all of this. Their name everywhere, all over this place, and for good reason. And when you think of the Daybreak neighborhood, how big they are on community out here, and you think about Gail Miller and the Miller family, how dedicated they have been to service in the community. Vargas takes a strike, 0-1. And then you look at what America First Credit Union has done when it comes to enriching lives in the community. I mean, that's quite a trifecta. The events that go on, that's one thing. The way they impact lives, that just jumps out at you. First and second. That's at the knees, first strike. 0-2. And so I think it's a wonderful natural partnership with America First Credit Union with their food drive that really goes on all year long. Warm the Souls program. In the dirt, blocked by Rivero. When it comes to community outreach, I mean, they have been right there at the top when thinking of any way that they can help people in need. Backpack Bonanza, always a really big deal, having a chance to see the kids get what they need for their school supplies. The 1-2. Fly ball, shallow left. Long run for Campero and also for Neto. And it's the shortstop Neto going out to make the grab. 2 out, 2 on. Well, sometimes a ball like that might appear like it's headed for no man's land. And when you saw Campero having to hustle in, you saw Neto go out quickly, and Neto didn't waste any time and tracked that ball really well. The way he has played defense is where Angel fans should be very excited about what's coming up around the corner. Tristan English takes for ball one. He walked back in the second inning. But Zach Neto, the work that he was doing in the field was one thing, and then when you watched him, the other night had a nice little 6-4-3 double play that he started. But just that game rhythm is there. This gets away from Rivero. Should go down as a wild pitch, and the runners will move up to second and third. The number one thing with Neto is how does he feel? That's obvious. And while they're not going to rush him back, we don't know what the timetable is. If he's in this situation here, you love to see him capitalizing on it by just playing free and looking so much like himself. Because when a guy comes back from injury, one of the big question marks is, okay, he's back. Is the player back? And we'll see him at the major league level, but here he looks like the Zach Neto that I had a chance to see 2 years ago.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Trading shouldn't have barriers. When Robinhood started, it was built to make trading more accessible. Now, Robinhood offers more sophisticated trading tools. Experience the future of trading on Robinhood Legend, the all-new desktop platform that harnesses intuitive design to deliver a seamless experience for traders. Free to use with a Robinhood account. The future of trading is fast, powerful, and precise. Experience it now on Robinhood Legend. Sign up today. Investing is risky. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, is a registered broker-dealer. Other fees may apply.
It's Ram Truck Month, where right now at your local Ram dealer, well-qualified current Chevrolet, Ford, or GMC lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Quad Cab 4x2 for $369 a month for 42 months with $3,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra, no security deposit required. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. No turn-in of competitive vehicle required. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/30/25.
Every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Welcome back to the ballpark at America First Square. As now the sunlight and the stadium lights doing about an equal amount of work here. The twilight hour is gorgeous at this ballpark. It really doesn't feel like April. I mean, I was out there with the kind of long sleeve shirt throughout most of the day, but didn't need it. Short sleeves are just fine as it's going to start cooling down. There's no doubt more of the sweaters are going to make their way out with the jackets. But you couldn't ask for a better night in April. It's down the left field line. And it's going to be foul from Yolmer Sanchez. He got things started in the second inning with a double, and the Bees had all 9 hitters step to the plate in the second inning. One run, 3 hits, no errors for Reno. 9 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Bees. 4-3 on the putout on the routine grounder over to Lawler. It'll bring up Zach Neto. He's reached base both times tonight. A walk in the first, a single in the second. He has scored both times. It's starting to look very similar to what he did on Sunday. And even when the hitting numbers weren't spectacular while watching him in that Albuquerque series, he was still making great contact. And sometimes that even resulted in a home run. He finished that series on fire. Goes with the Angels helmet. It always throws me off just a moment whenever I see that, with all the other players with the black helmet. That's hit high and deep to left. Headed back, Vukovic. Goodbye. Zach Neto with another Neto nuke. And the Bees lead 10-1 here in the bottom of the third. He's back. Towels waving all over here at the ballpark at America First Square. And he is just starting to make this game look really easy right now. On Sunday, he was out of this world. He was terrific earlier in the series, and now here today, 3 times he'll reach base, a walk, a single, and a solo home run. Gustavo Campero has a single and a double. On the outside corner. Campero now has a 10-game hitting streak. When I had high hopes for him and thought he would have a nice start to this season, he's exceeded that. Down to the count 0-2. Jeff Brigham out there for his second inning of work. Campero fouls it straight back. Campero had 13 games with the Halos last year. Goes the other way. Drifting for a bit, Vukovic, but he'll have room. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the third. B's up 10-1. There's Matthew Lugo, 1 for 2. The single, a run scored, and he struck out. Matthew Lugo is the nephew of Carlos Beltran. Beltran, a 9-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glover, World Series champion back in 2017. When you saw the offense have some mild cold spells there, and then you see what it did a few times in Albuquerque, and then you watch what it does tonight, it's get you more and more excited about what's to come. It's building great depth in the Angels organization altogether. And while the Angels are playing well, you're going to continue to have quality players here with the Salt Lake Bees. Whether it be a quality player coming down because of a Bees player going up. Also, with Rocket City continuing to do a great job to have guys ready for this level. I mean, last year, Chad Stevens stepped in and produced 9 doubles. And he's going to continue to work and grow. He's not in the lineup tonight. You watch what Teodosio did last year, jumped right out of the gate, and had a terrific start and carried it all the way through, and then he would eventually get the call up to play at the big league club. So I know it's not abnormal to see guys climb the ladder, but when you watch their quality play and you start to see their specialty, it's a process to become a great team again. Ron Washington, Keith Johnson, they understand.
If nursing is your calling, Grand Canyon University has a path for you. If you're in school, in healthcare, or changing careers, GCU has a path for you through our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Take prerequisites on campus or online, then gain first-hand experience in one of our convenient skills labs, including our new learning site in Lake Mary near Orlando to prepare for the licensure exam. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu/ABSN.
Hi, I'm Devin Whitmire. People from South Carolina, like myself, are proud of their state, but even we don't know every nook and cranny or every piece of culture or history. To explore places that are off the beaten path, you have to talk to the people there because their stories, their ideas make everything come together. From Discover South Carolina, it's the Palmetto Porch. To learn more, visit scpalmettoporch.com.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Travel Packs. Travel Packs is a proud sponsor of the Salt Lake Bees. Hey, Bees fans, gear up for the season at the Salt Lake Bees team store. From jerseys and hats to souvenirs and more, we've got everything you need to show your Bees pride. Swing by the store today at the ballpark or shop online at beesteamstore.com. Go Bees!
97.5 KZNS FM Colville, 1280 KZNS AM Salt Lake City, and KSL FM HD2 Salt Lake City Midvale. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Score free game tickets at Smith's. Spend as little as $75, get 2 tickets, or spend $150 or more for 4 free tickets. Learn more at slbs.com/Smith's Receipt. Top of the 4th, bottom of the order. A.J. Vukovic, Renee Pinto, and Gray Kessinger. The 7-8-9. Vukovic had the sac fly to right that brought home the only run so far for the Reno Aces. Vukovic had 4 games with the Aces last season as he takes a strike. He earned his promotion to AAA with a dominant 27-game stretch there at AA. He batted .323 during all of that, 15 extra base hits, 6 home runs, and drove in 22. He'll lace that to center. Lugo reads it well, makes the snag. Out number 1. That thing was kind of a bizarre sinking liner, and Lugo, the entire way, kind of had an eye on it and broke down well to close on that. That was not an easy ball. They talk about sometimes the toughest ball is the one hit right at you. That one did not get up by a lot. Here's Renee Pinto. Pinto takes a strike, 0-1. Renee Pinto comes from the same hometown in Venezuela as Sebastian Rivero, the catcher. And also Yolmer Sanchez, who's over there at second base. Sky-high pop-up. Cavadas on the move. Looks up. Here comes Noda. Noda into the sidewall. Wasn't able to make the catch, but he crashes into the short angled wall. And I'm hoping he's okay. Hobbled a bit, but jogging back to his position. And the fans really appreciate the effort. That was a amazing amount of hustle there by Ryan Noda. I was watching Cavadas and Sanchez on this play, and Noda came flying in from right field. It was a long way to go to get there, and he nearly finished that play. He still seems like he's in some pain out there. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sean Anderson, after minimizing damage in the second and getting out of trouble in the third, is 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th. And you look at what happened with Chase Silseth in his start in Albuquerque. That's really what you look for when things aren't perfect. I mean, it's tough to be dominant at this level where you're just mowing down hitters. I mean, Brett Carey had a 5-inning performance, gave up 1 hit. That was nice. There's no doubt about it. But Chase Silseth had that start with a couple of errors, a balk. Strange things had taken place on a bizarre day game. And he was able to minimize that damage and only gave up 1 earned run. And the Bees would go on to win. Here's the 1-1 to Gray Kessinger. That misses for Anderson. Took the loss in game 1 there at El Paso. And then in game 2, gave up 9 runs. Only 3 of those were earned. But it was a tough thing for the Bees. 4 of those 5 losses they've had, they've given up 10 or more runs. And so stopping the bleeding has been a challenge for this staff so far this year. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kessinger, who walked in the second inning. Trying to keep the 4th inning alive. And the Bees dominant so far in a 10-1 blistering of this Reno Aces team. The Bees got 5 in the first. They turned around and scored 4 in the second and 1 in the third. J.D. Davis, a grand slam. Nico Cavadas, 3-run blast. Zach Neto. A solo shot over the left field wall. I mean, you picture what you would want it to look like and feel like for the opening of a ballpark, and then you factor in the game. You can't get much better than that. Anderson just missed ending the inning. Three-two. Bounce foul. Nice grab over there. Third base coach. That was extremely well done. Sean Roof, the bench coach. And he got in position quickly, too. You have to credit him. It was in his area, but it wasn't directly to him. He was ready. Fouled off of the foot of Kessinger. Hopefully he's okay. It was great earlier tonight. See Thane Schaefer and Tammy Gallegos down there on the field for some of the pregame ceremonies. The first pitch. It featured a number of wonderful people, one of those including Thane Schaefer. And then you have Tammy Gallegos, who is among one of the more innovative, creative, and caring people you will ever see. That's low for ball four. And she leads a group there at America First that doesn't just care about other people. They actively think about how they can be of service without anybody telling them and without them telling anybody. So much that they do will go unnoticed because they asked.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Missions to Mars, driverless cars, AI chatbots. Feels like we're already living in the future. Robinhood is built for the future of trading. Robinhood's intuitive design makes trading seamless so you can spot opportunities and take control of your trades. You can now even trade stocks and crypto all in one place. Sign up for a Robinhood account today. Investing is risky. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC is a registered broker-dealer. Trading during extended hours involves additional risks. Cryptocurrency services are offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC and MLS ID 1702840. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services.
Right now, during the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified current FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo 4x2 for $369 a month for 36 months with $3,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 30,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4:30. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Which means no cross-country trips for our fuel trucks, which in turn means better air quality. And that's important to us because we live here too. Those faceless corporations that run other stores, they don't care about our air. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're busy starting a tire fire somewhere right now. Anyway, we'll see you soon at Holiday, where everything is better, even the air.
New ballpark, new pitcher for the Reno Aces. Here tonight, Taylor Rashi takes over, third pitcher employed tonight. And a guy in Rashi, 2 2/3 innings of work. He's given up a run. It was not earned, walked 2, and struck out 2. Right-hander comes in with his team down by the score of 10-1. Nico Cavadas is going to lead off this inning. Rashi, originally drafted in the 23rd round by San Francisco back in 2019. Nico Cavadas, 3-run homer back in the second inning. He's reached base twice and scored twice and takes strike 1. Rashi attended Cal Irvine, named to the All-Big West first team his senior year. Off speed and away. He was originally interested in becoming a firefighter or a paramedic. And that is still in play for him, possibly in the future. Kavadas ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Give the final line here in just a moment. On a couple of tough performances on the mound tonight from the Reno Aces. That's fouled straight back to the screen. Corcoran, 1 inning is what he was able to complete. 6 hits, 8 runs, all earned. Walked 2 and struck out 3. Brigham, 2 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Walked 1, struck out 3, gave up a couple of home runs. Nico Kavadas, one of them. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, you just see so many fans out here tonight with their phone, making sure they get great pictures, taking great videos. Everybody sitting looking around a lot more. That's a called strike 3. Nico Kavadas for out number 1 in this 4th inning. Bring up J.D. Davis. Boy, what a night he has had so far. Smashed a grand slam to right center and then put one down the right field line. He tattooed one for a double. After being a little cold earlier this year, he has really started to heat up. He had a 3-hit game on Saturday, 2 for 4 on Sunday. All of a sudden, here this evening, a couple of extra base hits and 4 runs batted in. A ball and a strike to J.D. Davis. I mentioned for Davis, this is his first real season in the PCL since 2018. He did some serious damage that year back in April and May. And he's doing some great damage here in the month of April at the ballpark in America First Square. Whether it's a grand slam or a line drive down the line or a soft ground ball for an infield single, J.D. Davis is getting on base. It's just incredible how hot he has been. When he had that 3-hit game that kind of busted him out of, I wouldn't call it a slump. I don't think the sample size was big enough. But when he started to heat up, it started with a swinging bunt. And later on, he had kind of a broken bat single that went his way. Well, since then, he has been earning all the breaks. Ryan Noda, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. 10-1 Bees. And Davis over there at first base. That year back in 2018, he was with Fresno, drove in 40 runs, 17 doubles, 5 home runs in 45 games. He batted .389 during that. Now moves to 0-2. I remember he tore up the Bees. He was 9 for 14. He drove in 8, mixed in a home run with 4 doubles, and let's just say I'm glad he's with us now. Because this guy, you just remember certain players when they came to your ballpark and had a great performance, and you couldn't help but to sit back and marvel at it. Alex Rodriguez back in 1995, if we go way back. Albert Pujols in 2000 with the Memphis Redbirds. Seager tore up the Bees in a week where you just couldn't wait for Oklahoma City to just get out of town. But that one with Fresno and the job that J.D. Davis did then, it was great to see him here. It was from Elk Grove, California, kind of a smaller community surrounded by a number of other bigger cities, if you will, around it. Swing and a miss. And Noda, for the 3rd time of the night, is down on strikes. Carter Kieboom struck out and walked so far tonight. Bees lead 10-1. Well, fans, when they come to the game, we're used to seeing a massive berm that would go all the way from foul ground in right field clear to foul ground in left field. It's now just out in right. at this point. That's all it is, just the right field berm now. And one of the best sights of the evening when it started to get real is when you looked out there and you saw the first fan lay down the blanket for the family to hang out on the grass. And all those years of going to the old ballpark, that was certainly one of my favorite places to hang out, was out there on the berm. Swing and a miss here from Keyboom. He's behind 0-2. But now in left field, just a few rows over there by the bullpens. The bullpens now no longer out on the field. They're underneath that left field wall. Fouled straight back. And the left field wall is higher. I'm going to say it's 27 feet high at its highest. Not quite Green Monster size. But as Derek Amicone had said, takes a poke. You better swing it. And Neto put one out of here over that left field wall. Bees with 3 home runs so far in the day. They lead 10-1. Keyboom through the whole right side. Stopping at second base is J.D. Davis. So a 2-out single for Carter Keyboom. Here comes Sebastian Rivero. Well, a few different times the Bees have been great at going the other way today. J.D. Davis hit the grand slam the other way, hit his double the other way. It's been a positive thing for this team. Sanchez had a double down the line the other way. There's great versatility, and there's great depth to this lineup. There's not really any holes when you look at the quality ABs that a number of these guys have had. 10-1 Bees, blocked by Pinto behind the plate on this pitch. And then you have some guys in this lineup where their batting average is somewhat misleading. I shouldn't say their average is misleading, but their impact when you look at the average. I mean, Cavadas, whose on-base percentage was at .421 coming into tonight, as he was towards the top of the leaderboard in terms of drawing walks. He was one of the best in the league. So now all of a sudden a guy like Cavadas with a 3-run blast starts to let you know when he starts barreling them up even more what this offense can do. And it's a 10-1 lead right now. Sebastian Rivero fouls it straight back to the screen. Rivera was one of those guys at Media Day. He loved Media Day. Loved all the picture taking. He looked like one of those kids at his, first day at a new
If nursing is your calling, Grand Canyon University has a path for you. If you're in school, in healthcare, or changing careers, GCU has a path for you through our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Take prerequisites on campus or online, then gain first-hand experience in one of our convenient skills labs, including our new learning site in Lake Mary near Orlando to prepare for the licensure exam. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu/ABSN.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Trading shouldn't have barriers. When Robinhood started, it was built to make trading more accessible. Now, Robinhood offers more sophisticated trading tools. Experience the future of trading on Robinhood Legend, the all-new desktop platform that harnesses intuitive design to deliver a seamless experience for traders. Free to use with a Robinhood account. The future of trading is fast, powerful, and precise. Experience it now on Robinhood Legend. Sign up today. Investing is risky. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC is a registered broker-dealer. Other fees may apply.
Our fresh donuts and popcorn, and of course for our friendly customer service. But people also love us for our huge selection of candy. Yep, candy. I mean, sometimes you need something sweet or sour or tangy or chocolatey. Heck, sometimes you need a little bit of everything, and here at Holiday, we've got it all. So stop on by and satisfy that sweet tooth, because everybody needs a holiday.
Headed to the 5th inning tonight. Some of those rally towels waving out there. Everybody having a great time. From out on the berm, the upper deck, the lower deck. What a wonderful sight for opening night. The ballpark at America First Square. 74 more of these games here this season, so make sure to get your tickets at slbs.com. Look at all those happy smiles. Nice job on the sign. The fans have had a lot to cheer about tonight with the way the Bees have played. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Reno. 10 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Bees. First pitch in there for a strike. As Jordan Lawler will lead off the top of the 5th. He led off the 3rd and popped up to 1st. Now to ball and a strike. The offense of the Aces has been able to put together bigger threats than this 1 run would show. And so far tonight, as the Bees are 5 for 9 with runners in scoring position, Reno is 0 for 4. Jordan Lawler, who had 2 small stints with the Aces the last 2 years, as he grounds this one foul, third base coach's box. Sean Roof with the more routine play this time. But his 2 small stints with the Aces a couple of years ago played well in both. Batted .367 last season, 18 hits in 12 games. Had a couple of home runs, a triple, 3 doubles. He's made the most of his time when he gets that chance. Fly ball down the line. Headed towards that wall again, and into foul ground. Noda makes the catch. Well, he didn't have to sprint over and crash into the wall this time, as the fly ball by Lawler gave him just enough room down there. But great work by Noda to know exactly how much room he had. Down the lines, that rising sidewall can be tricky for an outfielder. Blaze Alexander hit by a pitch back in the 3rd inning. Alexander, the Diamondbacks' number 11 prospect. He was on the opening day roster last year, and wouldn't you know it, he got hit again. All right, so Sean Anderson, who does not have anything against Blaze Alexander, I can promise you that. There's no history there, but strangely, both times he's hit a batter, it's been Alexander. Alexander last year batted .276, 12 doubles, 3 triples, and 5 home runs. Mancini, 2 for 2 today. And puts this down the left field line. It's going to hook to the corner and fouls. Just about 3 for 3. Well, and Trey Mancini, who had the hard hit single in the 2nd and then an infield single in the 3rd. Alexander the lead at first. Bees the lead in the game, 10-1. Started after it, and it missed. 1-1. Well, Mancini, who was part of a historic inside the park home run at Camden Yards a few years ago. Josh Lowe lost the ball in the sun, and it was on the day that Baltimore honored Mo Gabba. He was a popular fan. He spent 75% of his life in hospitals. He battled cancer from as young as 9 months old, but he was a passionate Ravens and Orioles fan. He left this world at 14 years of age, and on that day, Mancini, who launches deep to left, this ball hit high and deep, going back is Campero at the wall, turns around, and this ball's down. Rounding third and coming home on the play is Alexander. Throw to the plate, safe on a head-first slide. And Trey Mancini has now made it a 10-2 ball game. He nearly got that ball out of here. That ball hung up forever and just missed the home run. But an extra base hit now for Trey Mancini, and it's a 10-2 ball game. So Alexander hit by a pitch. Mancini with the run batted in. Here's Ildemaro Vargas, and he takes for a ball. It will be officially ruled a double. I think that's the correct call. He moved to third on that throw to the plate. Vargas 1 for 2 today, singled in the second inning. Infield tilted right. In at the grass at third is Keyboom. And he's well off the bag. Mancini walking to the lead over there. That's a bouncer to the right side, over by the camera well. We'll do it at 2 balls and a strike. Well, the Aces still don't have a hit with a runner in scoring position because on that play, Alexander scored from first, but Salt Lake 5 for 9 in that area. J.D. Davis with the grand slam. Nico Cavadas, 3-run homer. Zach Neto has homered again. That was a solo blast earlier tonight, back in the third. Ildemaro Vargas, the only Aces player to pass 500 hits in his career. His 360 singles would make him third all time, just if you counted his singles. Swing and a miss. Drop the bat behind him. The count is full. For Vargas, 7 different major league teams, including the Diamondbacks. Hit .246 at the major league level over 8 seasons, 17 home runs. 3-2, a worm burner to second, backhanded. Sanchez is plays to first. This will score Mancini, and it's now a 10-3 ball game. So 1 hit in the inning, but they've been able to play 2 runs. Here's Tristan English. Walked in the second, flied out to center field. Back in the third inning. English had a great series against the Bees. Was 10 for 22, 3 doubles and 2 home runs in one of those 6-packs they had last year. Reno had great success against Salt Lake as a team. They batted .314 against them. 85 extra base hits, 21 home runs. And they were able to draw 59 walks. They lead the overall series 71-54, and there were some ugly ones in there last year. Tonight, it's been a sound performance from the Bees as they lead 10-3. They at one time led 10-1. English takes, and it's 1-2. And for Sean Anderson, you're hoping that he can get out of this 5th inning here with this, and then you see what happens there with the 6th. But it's likely this is going to do it. This is pitch 103, and it's a ground ball through the whole left side. A base hit for Tristan English. So English with the second knock of the frame. And A.J. Vukovic, who had a sac fly in the second inning, flied out to center field in the 4th, will come to the plate, but he'll face a new Bees pitcher. KJ's going to go to the pen. That's it for Sean Anderson. He's still responsible for the runner at first. But this outing for Anderson, some really bright moments in those earlier innings. Worked himself in and out of some trouble. The Bees with the runner on base as Anderson will head to the dugout. We'll tell you about the new Bees pitcher when we come back on KMYU.
From Commercial to Recreational Truck Accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West. Or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
A new era of baseball has arrived in Daybreak with the arrival of the Salt Lake Bees, and we are proud to be their official sponsor. Holmes Homes has been building in Daybreak for over 20 years, helping create a rich environment for families to live, grow, and play. Single-family homes, condos, and luxury estates, Holmes Homes has the perfect place for every fan. Join our neighborhood. Find your dream home in Daybreak today. Holmes Homes, building more than homes, building community.
Hey, Bees fans. At LVT, we're on a mission to make the world a safer place. Our mobile surveillance units are equipped with high-definition cameras, a loudspeaker, lights, and artificial intelligence to help businesses and communities deter theft, vandalism, and other unwelcome behavior. Learn how to secure your assets, prevent trespassing, and reduce losses at lvt.com.
Kenyon Yovan is coming on for the Salt Lake Bees. He'll take over for Sean Anderson. Yovan, who was activated recently, pitched 2 innings in that game back on Friday against the Albuquerque Isotopes. 2 innings, 2 hits, struck out 4. Looked great in his first appearance of the season. Had some really great moments in the 24 season. First pitch, foul tipped into the glove of Vukovic. And the count is 0-1. Now, while he was with the Bees last year, he faced the Aces a couple times in that series in June. He got the win in each of them. And he took over in an earlier inning when things got dicey. He was terrific. Did not give up a run in either of those outings. Fly ball right side. It's foul and out of play. As he was 2-0 in that little stint, he gave up just 4 hits in 4 1/3 and did not give up a run. Somewhat of a different story where he gave up a run in each outing against Reno when he faced them back in April of last year. Yovan just kept on getting better time and time again, and you could see his improvement. And then would eventually head down to the Southern League to be with the Trash Pandas. And throughout all of that, finished 1-0. He had a great finish to the year down there. 8 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 was earned. There he is to Vukovic with a runner at first base. And that runner's Tristan English. And if you're the Aces, this game just did not start well. You were down 10-1. Now it's 10-3, but
if nursing is your calling, Grand Canyon University has a path for you. If you're in school, in healthcare, or changing careers, GCU has a path for you through our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Take prerequisites on campus or online, then gain first-hand experience in one of our convenient skills labs, including our new learning site in Lake Mary near Orlando to prepare for the licensure exam. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu/ABSN.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Missions to Mars, driverless cars, AI chatbots. Feels like we're already living in the future. Robinhood is built for the future of trading. Robinhood's intuitive design makes trading seamless so you can spot opportunities and take control of your trades. You can now even trade stocks and crypto all in one place. Sign up for a Robinhood account today. Investing is risky. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, is a registered broker-dealer. Trading during extended hours involves additional risks. Cryptocurrency services are offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services.
Every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
The ballpark and America First Square. Bumble firing up the fans in between the innings. You know, you love opening day, and now opening night, I should say, for the energy of the crowd. As that first game of the season, you know they've been waiting the entire offseason. Right after the Super Bowl, new spring training was right there. During the NCAA tournament and all the conference tournaments, they're keeping tabs on their team. It was great going down to spring training. Saw the K crew down there. Is there at the ballpark tonight. As they make the move from Salt Lake City out here to daybreak. It's a bouncer to the right side from Sanchez. It's fumbled by the second baseman Lawler. Sanchez is retired, one down. Sanchez 1 for 3 tonight. Here's Zach Neto. This guy is scorching hot right now. I mean, he looked fine offensively before this tear that he has been on. But now that he's been on this tear, it feels like every time he steps in the box, he's about to do something. Might be a walk, might be a home run, could be a double. He's about to do something. On Sunday, he started with the entire day a double, then a 3-run homer, walked, stole a base. Now, he was just doing it all. And then today so far, a walk, a single, and a home run. He has scored all 3 times. One of the more exciting young players. He grew up a Marlins fan in Miami. Played college ball for the Campbell Fighting Camels. So he hits this one foul. He had just about every Power 5 school to choose from. But instead, he went there and was very connected to that program. He ate 6 meals a day to put on weight. He took all of his off-season work and all the work away from the game very seriously. Just continued to get better and better. Well, he was the 2-time Big South Player of the Year just before he was the first-round pick and everything that you see him as today. Well, he took them to the NCAA tournament. I'll tell you what, they're never going to forget that. Zach Neto was a huge reason why. Neto swings and misses. As Neto down on strikes, as he's retired for the first time since Saturday. It's the first time he's been put out since Saturday. That's how hot he's been. Gustavo Campero's been hot. He's 2 for 3 with a single, a double. And he scored twice. This is his 5th multi-hit game since that Albuquerque series started. And at the beginning of today, he was 8th in batting average. Campero started 1 for 13 with the Bees last year. And I remember how confident and comfortable he was that his offense would come around. And every time I had a chance to talk with him, he just shrugged at me and just said, it'll come, it's fine. Well, then he finished .351 with 3 doubles, 4 stolen bases. He had a hit in 9 of his last 10. He got on base in all 10. And now he looks much more like the guy that we've seen at the start of this year. He hit his 6th double of the year back in the second inning. And Campero, who was a Southern League All-Star last year, he was Rocket City's hitter of the year. And stole 32 combined bases through all the different levels that he played at. You can just feel him surging and surging.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
You may want to be sitting down for this. ADT, a leader in home security, is teaming up with Google, a leader in technology, for a deal that's twice as nice. That's twice the peace of mind, twice the next-gen protection. Now you can stand up. With this deal, you can keep tabs on your home from virtually anywhere. Go for a run or a date night, or just stay home and feel the protection wash over you. Cozy, right? Get all the details at ADT.com. When every second counts, count on ADT.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Our mobile surveillance units are equipped with high-definition cameras, a loudspeaker, lights, and artificial intelligence to help businesses and communities deter theft, vandalism, and other unwelcome behavior. Learn how to secure your assets, prevent trespassing, and reduce losses at lvt.com.
Bees lead 10-3 here at the ballpark at America First Square. Fans are up and moving. It is a Tuesday night, and Tuesday nights here at the ballpark, they will be family nights. Get 4 tickets for $40. It's brought to you by Holmes Homes. We look forward to all the family nights here at the ballpark. Every night is kind of family night when you talk baseball, but that night, get those 4 tickets for $40. Renee Pinto is going to lead off what is the top of the 6th inning. Been a great start here for Salt Lake. Yeah, this is hit deep towards left field, but Campero in front of the track is there. 0 for 3 on the night. Pinto with a pair of strikeouts. Here's Greg Kessinger. He's walked twice tonight. Jovan out there for his 2nd inning of work. Well, you couldn't think of a better sponsor for family night than Holmes Homes. Because what many may not know is before the Bees ever arrived in Daybreak, long before that, Holmes Homes was really the first to arrive in this pocket right here. They built the first homes out here. And they've been building homes in Utah really for as long as professional baseball has been in Utah. It's a great connection with Holmes Homes and baseball in the Beehive State. 5 generations, family-oriented, great values, character-based. And you'll love how much they genuinely care about you living in the place that fits your dreams. And you watch the Bees out there, if you have a chance to ever come early and watch them prepare for a game, the way that this team focuses on the most important details and those 2-millimeter shifts that make all the difference. That's the way Holmes is. They very much get into perfecting the big things and the little things to make sure that those people living in the place that fits their dreams, that it is exactly where they want to be and they feel like that place is them. So you think of good things that go together. Obviously, hot dogs and baseball would be part of that. Cookies and milk, whatever. Stockton and Malone. Well, Homes and family night. It's the same kind of thing. And so it's exciting to have them here tonight as a part of opening night at the ballpark. I was driving up this morning. It was early. And the sun was not up yet, and I had a chance to see what this place looked like with the lights on, much like it looks now. You couldn't help but to get goosebumps with the excitement of baseball being here, but also with what tonight means. It's popped up behind home plate by Kessinger. Greg Kessinger is the grandson of Don Kessinger, 6-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glover, 16 Major League seasons. Wasn't the only family member to play professionally. That misses just inside. His dad, Kevin, was drafted by the Cubs but retired due to injuries before he made it to the bigs. His uncle, Keith, played for the Reds. He played 11 games. Gray, born in Oxford, Mississippi. All 4 played for Ole Miss. That's the 3rd time tonight he's drawn a walk. And so he's aboard at first for Jorge Barrosa. Barrosa 0 for 3 tonight. A trio of groundouts. Barrosa with a runner at first. Bees lead 10-3, top of the 6th. Corners in, middle infielder's back, but tilted right. And it's 1-0 to Barrosa. Well, you just look out everywhere at this ballpark. All these different areas, you just catch yourself stopping and looking around. It's just a beautiful sight to see. As now the mountains have disappeared in the background because of the darkness. That's in the right field for a base hit. Stopping at second is going to be Kessinger. And so runners at first and second now with 1 out in this top of the 6th. And you feel like if the Aces are going to be able to make a move, they got to go now. And they have some innings to work with here, but you don't want to squander a threat like this when you're trying to come from 7 down. The Bees had a 7-run lead erased in the game on Sunday. They were up 7-0 and then 8-1. Jordan Lawler, runners at first and second here. He's 0 for 3. And takes a strike. Flied out to Noda twice, once in foul ground. And popped up to Cavadas there at first. Jordan Lawler, the former Texas Gatorade Player of the Year. 2 on, 1 out. Count is at 1-1. Played winter ball in the Dominican this past year. Had 22 hits in 27 games. Kessinger the lead at second. Barrosa the lead at first. Here comes the 1-1. Lawler check swings and fouls it back. Jordan Lawler became the youngest Diamondback to make his major league debut at shortstop back in 2023. He played in 3 playoff games during that run to the World Series. 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored in his debut. It was game 2 of the NLDS against the Dodgers. Became the youngest player in franchise history to draw a walk in the World Series. Lawler now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Jovan Deals. That's to center. More right center. On the move and sliding down. Nice play, Lugo. Now, Lugo's had a couple of those now where the ball has been sinking its way down. He's had to hurry, get in position, and then time that slide perfectly the way he just did there. Earlier in the game, he kind of had to break down and kind of not go to a knee, but sink down to make the grab before it hit the ground. So Lugo's played really well in center field tonight. He had a ball that went over his head in that game on Sunday, and then made a great throw to Sanchez, who made a great throw to Rivero to cut down what was a very important run at home plate. Blaze Alexander inside for ball one. Wind blowing out to right now. Well, I wouldn't call it a stiff wind, as the Flags kind of have that Miss America wave at this moment. In their first strike, 1-1. So many families out here tonight also in the press box and all the way around, bringing in the kiddos. A lot of toddlers running around out on the berm, having a good time. At the knees, a called strike, 1-2. The Bees with 5 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. Reno with 1 in the second, 2 in the fifth. Trying to add on some more here in the sixth. A 55-footer and a nice block by Rivero keeps the runners at first and second. For the Bees in the bottom half of the sixth, it'll be the 3, 4, 5 hitters. Boy, have they done some damage tonight.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed, on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome, with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Geico's motorcycle expertise gives me the coverage I need, like 24/7 claims. I'm on cloud 9.
Disclaimer, clouds are wholly unable to support the weight of an adult human.
What's happening?
Furthermore, clouds are not numbered. Even if you procured a jetpack and searched, you'd find no cloud numbered 9. However, at that altitude, you'd likely befriend a flock of migrating snow geese.
Geese?
Who'd encourage you to leave your 24/7 Geico motorcycle claims insurance behind, as they would take you in and even share their dinner of crickets and clovers with you.
Ew.
Geico assumes no liability for any indigestion that may occur from a clover cricket dinner. Geico, expertise for your motorcycle.
Right now, during the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified current FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo 4x2 for $369 a month for 36 months with $3,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-8925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 30,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/30. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Headed to the bottom of the sixth inning here tonight, Kyle Amon is the new pitcher on for the Reno Aces as the Bees lead 10-3. We appreciate you joining us here for the broadcast. Join us here at the ballpark. Get your tickets at slbees.com. Don't forget, Friday nights, they are brought to you by Farr's Ice Cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for Farr's Ice Cream. So we look forward to that on Friday night. On Thursday, we'll have our next broadcast for you. 6:30 we'll be on the air. 1 o'clock on Saturday, noon on Sunday. Matthew Lugo, 1 for 3 tonight with a single and a run scored. Kyle Ament coming in, fires high, and the count is at a ball and a strike. Ament, who was originally drafted in the 9th round by Arizona back in the 23 draft, pitched 2 total innings against Tacoma. Didn't give up anything. Walked 1 and struck out 3. Bees tonight, some explosions in the top 5 in their order. It's been a fabulous performance overall offensively. That 5th inning was the first time they were retired in order. The 4th inning was the first time they didn't put a digit on the board. A grand slam tonight for J.D. Davis. That was the first home run ever hit in this ballpark. And then the 3-run homer by Cavadas in the second. It's a hard hit grounder right side. Nice stop. Kessinger underhands to the covering. Amen. In time. Boy, beautifully done at first base by Gray Kessinger. I mean, ranging over to get it and then backhanding. And good job by Amen. Come in the game, and the first hitter puts one to that right side. If you notice, Amen did not get the best jump on that. He was a half second to realize that he needed to get going. And he just did get Lugo. Here's Nico Cavadas. Brought in 4 tonight. Takes a called strike. This absolutely is that type of Nico Cavadas night. 4 runs batted in, and one of them because he drew a walk. Flashes the barrel here, but didn't go around. And it's 1-1. He talked to me about how having great command of the zone has really been a strength of his. He feels like sometimes he's taken strike 2 too often. And he said he shouldn't allow that as often as he has. Take strike 2 here. But he is still comfortable with 2 strikes. I think he's one of the most comfortable I've seen. It's now 2-2. If you look at most of his walks, I would guess they have been counts where he's down 0-2, down 1-2. The Bees, they drew 11 walks in that opener against Albuquerque, and most of them, they were behind in the count. Cavadas swings and misses strike 3. 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th inning. Now after the Bees had their offensive explosion, 6 in a row have been retired. J.D. Davis, 3 for 3 tonight. He's a triple away from the cycle. Wouldn't that be something? If the first game in this ballpark included a guy hitting for the cycle and the home run portion being a grand slam. J.D. Davis smashed one over the right center field wall, lasered one down the right field line, had a soft grounder up the middle that was an infield hit. He's even in the count, 1 ball and 1 strike here. Davis takes low, and the count is at 2 balls and a strike. And so you always wonder what those first things would be. And you're curious to see what would happen. And as I was trying to actually predict who I thought would hit that first home run, Davis fouls this off to the right side and out of play. I joked with J.D. Davis during batting practice when he hit one out. I said, okay, so you're the answer to the trivia question. Because he hammered one over the wall, and then I never thought it would end up being a grand slam, and I did not think, while I was clearly kidding, that I would end up being right. Foul to the upper deck. Bees baseball tonight brought to you by LVT. See how LVT helps increase safety and security for your employees and customers at LVT.com. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Bottom of the 6th inning. And the Bees up by the score of 10-3. Davis, nice peeps, ball 4. A 2-out walk will keep the inning going. When this team racked up those walks I talked about, when they had 11 of them in one game, the craziest part about that was how much stress you could clearly see them putting on pitchers in what was a 15-1 win. And just wouldn't break. Quietly tonight, the Bees have struck out 11 times. It's just easy to forget because they have 10 runs. Ryan Noda has 3 of them. Struck out in the first, second, and fourth. Looking for better luck this time around. The infield playing back with the exception of the first baseman Kessinger. And they're shifted to the right. Noda smashes one off the very top of the Bees dugout. That was a hot shot liner. Well, in Noda's first game, he homered for the Bees. As they'll wait for the infielders to return here. But sometimes you'll have different portions of the lineup, as it's been one hit for the Bees in the 6, 7, 8 span of the lineup. Or if you go 6, 7, 8, 9, just 2 total hits in that window. It's in there for a strike. And then the top of the order is loaded with extra base hits and home runs and all of that. But they've had games where the bottom part of that order has been strong and productive. Sebastian Rivero is 0 for 3 tonight. However, he was 2 for 5 with a double and 2 runs scored the other night. So,
how do you make an Airbnb a Vrbo? Picture a vacation rental with a host. The host is dragging your family on a tour of the kitchen, the bathroom, the upstairs bathroom, the downstairs bedroom, and the TV room, which, surprise, is where you can watch TV. Now imagine there's no host giving you a tour, because there's never any hosts at all. Ever. Voila, you've got yourself a Vrbo. Want a vacation that's completely and totally host-free? Make it a Vrbo.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Trading shouldn't have barriers. When Robinhood started, it was built to make trading more accessible. Now, Robinhood offers more sophisticated trading tools. Experience the future of trading on Robinhood Legend, the all-new desktop platform that harnesses intuitive design to deliver a seamless experience for traders. Free to use with a Robinhood account. The future of trading is fast, powerful, and precise. Experience it now on Robinhood Legend. Sign up today. Investing is risky. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC is a registered broker-dealer. Other fees may apply.
Which means no cross-country trips for our fuel trucks, which in turn means better air quality. And that's important to us because we live here too. Those faceless corporations that run other stores, they don't care about our air. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're busy starting a tire fire somewhere right now. Anyway, we'll see you soon at Holiday, where everything is better, even the air.
97.5 KZNS FM Colville, 1280 KZNS AM Salt Lake City, and KSL FM HD2 Salt Lake City Mid-Bend. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
And it couldn't have been better up to this point. A fabulous moment there early as fans were making their way into the ballpark. Big smiles everywhere, families walking their way in. And I remember watching a guy get his face painted. He's a middle-aged guy sitting there. He was asked by the person painting his face, "Are you a big baseball fan?" And he paused and he said, "Well, maybe after tonight I am." As you can see, he was happy to be a part of something special here, which is this opening night. On the mound now for the Salt Lake Bees, it's Andre Spriseño. And Trey Mancini will lead off this top of the seventh. Mancini 3 for 3 tonight. He's looked great. The DH this evening, Mancini with a pair of singles and an RBI double. It's this one high in the air. Noda barely moved. Now slowly backs up to make the catch. One down. Ball was nearly hit exactly where he was at. Well, Andre Spriseño And the Bees holding a 10-3 lead here in this 7th. So while the night started with so many great festivities and a great ceremony before the game, big tip of the hat, Brecken Johnson, Katie Brotherson, for their work in executing all of that. Their entire crew from Cameron and everyone who put so much effort into that offseason and the planning. And you get one chance to do it. And you have that many people on the field, and there's that much communication that goes on. And you just hope it goes really well. And it was perfect. From the first pitches to the anthem to the presentation with a giant flag on the field and everything surrounding it. I mean, that was a 5-star experience for the fan experience here at the ballpark. Ildemaro Vargas, so far tonight, 1 for 3. Bees lead 10-3, top of the 7th. And Vargas aboard with a base on balls. Tristan English tonight walked in the 2nd. He singled in the 5th inning. So Andres Briseño is going to try to keep the Bees not just in the driver's seat, but comfortably in the driver's seat. Briseño, former member of the Reno Aces, pitched against the Bees twice a couple of years ago. And those performances did not give up a run. 3 total innings in those matchups. Pitch to English, and it misfires. 1 on, 1 out. And the Bees, who had all the fireworks early in this one, are hoping to cruise their way to a victory in their new ballpark and in its debut. 15 2/3 innings that Briseño pitched with the Aces total. He allowed opposing hitters to hit just .211, but his ERA was at .517. The lead over there at first, Ildemaro Vargas. 3 for 3 so far this year, stealing bases. A.J. Vukovic is on deck. Big hole on the right side of the infield. And another walk puts runners at first and second here with 1 out. And for the Aces, we know about the big innings that they gave up, as earlier tonight, Billy Corcoran struggled in the early part. Jeff Brigham gave up a few runs as well. The big problem offensively has been right here. The Aces have had some traffic, and while they've scored 3 runs, they are 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Here comes A.J. Vukovic. A sac fly in the 2nd, flied out to center in the 4th, and a fielder's choice in the 5th inning. The meeting at the mound is finished up with the catcher Rivero and Briseño. Well, here comes A.J. Vukovic, looking for his first hit as a member of the Aces this year. 2 on, 1 out. Oh, upstairs and inside. A wild pitch indeed has put runners at 2nd and 3rd now. A.J. Vukovic is from Mukwanago, Wisconsin. Right there by the Illinois border. Same town as former Major Leaguer Fred Thomas. Fred was the last living member of the historic Red Sox 1918 World Series championship team. He had a 3-year career. By no means a Hall of Famer, anything like that, but he was the guy credited with starting the tradition of standing during the national anthem during baseball games, and it started right there in that historic 1918 World Series. This could start a rally. It's deep to center field. It's going to be a burn to the wall. In to score is Vargas. Tristan English right behind him. And A.J. Vukovic, with his first hit as a member of the Aces, a 2-run double, has made it a 10-5 game. Well, A.J. Vukovic, had that sac fly earlier, and he really tattooed that ball, a quick little one-hopper to the wall. And Lugo's made some fabulous plays out there. He had no chance to get to that one. And so the Aces have been slowly working their way back here. Here's Pinto. It's outside. The Bees, who led by 9 at one point, have their lead down to 5. Pinto's 0 for 3. Rene Pinto had 3 seasons with the Rays, hit .231 with them, 10 home runs in 82 total games. The lead at second, Vukovic. Briseño deals to the plate, and it's fouled by Pinto. Two runs already in for the inning. Briseño's going to try to keep it at that. He's also walked 2. Pinto fouls off another one. Pinto was 4 for 14 at Tacoma. He struck out twice tonight. Briseño deals. That's to right field and deep, but it is going to slice foul and out of play. See some of those seats down the right field line. A big change from Smith's ballpark and what you saw in previous years. Now those seats down the line will curve back an angle and face back towards the field. Many of the seats in this ballpark, they give a close feel, a more intimate feel. You can feel that everybody's closer to the action. That's skied high to right. Noda hits under it. Not tagging on the play was Vukovic. 2 down. Noda didn't have far to go at all on that ball, as he's made some nice plays out there, and that was as easy as any of them. 0 for 4 is Pinto. Greg Kessinger has walked all 3 times that he has stepped up to the plate. Salt Lake pitching has issued 6 free passes tonight. Ooh, look out. Kessinger had that one running up and in on him. Greg Kessinger had a home run. Or rather, has 3 runs batted in and 3 doubles on the year. And batting .267 coming into today. The Aces trying to cut into this lead even more. Briseño is trying to keep it at a 5-run game. Now Briseño has fallen behind, 3 balls and no strikes. Now, it's one thing if guys are going to put together some big swings. You hate to give up the free pass. That's in there for a strike. Taking all the way was Kessinger. The lead at second base, A.J. Vukovic. He drove in 2 runs with a double earlier in this inning. It's 3-2. Briseño trying to work his way back. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch just missed. Greg Kessinger does not have an official at bat tonight. He has walked 4 times out of the number 9 spot. Sebastian Rivero stepping out in front of home plate. He will call time. Manager Keith Johnson to the mound. Briseño's responsible for the 2 runners on. But that's going to be it for him tonight. The Bees are up by 5, but some trouble looming here in the top of the 7th inning. Tell you about the new Bees pitcher when we come back on KMYU.
If your money's been hanging out in a savings account but not getting the gains you want, it's time to get your money working in a high-yield certificate account from America First Credit Union. America First certificates can help you save more, faster, without breaking a sweat. No matter what your financial fitness goals are, get bigger gains and greater rates with a certificate account from America First. Open yours today. America First, helping your money do more. Federally insured by NCUA.
At Smith's, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Smith's, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
If your money's been hanging out in a savings account but not getting the gains you want, it's time to get your money working in a high-yield certificate account from America First Credit Union. America First certificates can help you save more, faster, without breaking a sweat. No matter what your financial fitness goals are, get bigger gains and greater rates with a certificate account from America First. Open yours today. America First, helping your money do more. Federally insured by NCUA.
Michael Darrell Hicks has come on to try and nail it down here in this 7th inning as the Bees lead by 5, 2 on and 2 out. For Darrell Hicks, his 2nd performance of the year, his most recent one very encouraging. Struck out a couple, didn't give up anything other than just 1 hit in 1 2/3 of an inning. His 24th season, that's one that started to impress you. I talk about guys coming from AA and making the most of their opportunity at AAA last year. Michael Darrell Hicks was one of those guys, especially with the way he finished that out. He had a tough performance at El Paso where he gave up a 4 spot but got a lot of ground ball outs. Here's Barosa inside. Or I should say he gave up a lot of ground balls. It was one where the result statistically looked bad, but as Shane Lukes talked about it, the pitching coach, he got us what we wanted. Those balls just found a hole. But surrounding that performance, Shutdown City. That is headed high and deep to left center. Campero ranging over, and he's got it. The inning is done. But 2 runs on the board.
If nursing is your calling, Grand Canyon University has a path for you. If you're in school, in healthcare, or changing careers, GCU has a path for you through our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Take prerequisites on campus or online, then gain first-hand experience in one of our convenient skills labs, including our new learning site in Lake Mary near Orlando to prepare for the licensure exam. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu/ABSN.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Seventh inning, bottom of the order for the Bees. Carter Keyboom, Sebastian Rivero, and Yolmer Sanchez. America First Credit Union has all the products, tools, and services you need to manage your finances or grow your business. If you're ready to get your money working, head to americafirst.com and join the home team today. Thanks to all the fans for being out here tonight, and thank you for joining us on KMYU, or whether it be on the Sports Zone as well. Keyboom, to lead off the frame, takes a strike, 0-1. New pitcher on for the Aces as they go to John Curtis, 6'5", right-hander from Dallas, Texas. Was in the Rockies organization last year. Spent time both with the parent club and also AAA Albuquerque. Keyboom, 1 for 2. Nice hot shot liner, but nice catch by Alexander on the backhand. An atom ball from Carter Keyboom. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brings up Sebastian Rivero. Now, Sebastian Rivero is 0 for 3 tonight with 3 strikeouts. But the late innings, he has had some big swings. He has a good one here in the late innings tonight. Out to left field, a base knock from Rivero, mishandled and left by Vukovic. Here comes Rivero to second. He'll hold up there. A single, E7. And Sebastian's in scoring position here in the bottom of the 7th. Now, Sebastian Rivero's that line drive laser out to left, catches a break with Vukovic struggling with it out there in left field. Here's Yolmer Sanchez. Yolmer Sanchez doubled and scored there in the second. He started quite a stretch there for the Bees in that second inning. They had 4 extra base hits in that inning alone. Rivera the lead at second. Pitch from Curtis is cut on and missed. Well, the 7th inning stretch brought to you by University of Utah Health. We look forward to seeing them here on Sunday games. And when you come to Sunday games, make sure to find them. That's a nice rip there from Sanchez. Here comes Rivero around third. Another misplay out in the outfield. Rivero's going to score without a problem. Sanchez is headed into third, and he's going to hold up there. So a single E9. Yolmer Sanchez has brought in a run, and the Bees now lead 11-5. Bizarre back-to-back hits from the Bees here. I mean, just a couple of singles and they're hard-hit balls, so the Bees get credit for what they've done, but these miscues out in the outfield had you shaking your head. So Sanchez is at third, 1 down, and here is Chad Stevens, who's now going to hit for Zach Neto. Neto with another outstanding night. Reached base 3 times, including a home run. He scored 3 times as well. Stevens pops it up foul. It'll go out of play. Chad Stevens, who took advantage of some opportunities last year with the Bees, had 9 doubles with them and hit the top of the wall 4 times. I couldn't believe it. This gets away from the catcher, Pinto. Holding at third is going to be Rivero. Now, or excuse me, Sanchez. That's a heads-up play there by Sanchez, because Yolmer Sanchez does his homework. One thing you'll know about this ballpark, the premium seating area behind home plate, there are spots you are closer to the batter than the pitcher is. So you definitely read how hard it's going to bounce back and hit the lower part of that backstop. Now, if it hits the netting, you're off and running. When it hits that part of the backstop, it's close enough that a catcher can play that carom and you can find yourself in trouble. 2 balls and a strike here to Stevens. Infield in. Bees up 11-5. That's actually ball 4. Excuse me. The scoreboard here had it as 2-1. And so ball 4 to Chad Stevens. Runners at the corners here. Quick meeting at the mound here at this moment. As hustling out there, I believe it's Termel Sledge. So he'll meet with Curtis here. And while we talk about University of Utah Health being here at the ballpark, with a little help of that from University of Utah Health, they can help you stay safe in the sun today and every day. And the sun is going to be out this week. So make sure to join us on Sunday and see University of Utah Health at their table. They'll have free sunscreen, hats, sunglasses, and more because they want you to enjoy the game and stay protected. Stay cool, stay safe all game long, and stay safe in the sun this summer. Look forward to seeing them once again. They bring the energy down there, too. They get here early. Fans love getting the free stuff, learning more. Pitch to Camparo. Hit high and into right center. This should be deep enough to score the run. Barossa makes the catch. Sack fly. Fly ball to center field. A run batted in for Camparo. Even when he's not getting on base, he's bringing somebody in. Bees lead 12-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. And after Reno was able to cut it to 5, these Bees get the 2 runs back. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Matthew Lugo takes down and away. Lugo 2 for 5 today. Well, excuse me, 1 for 4, I should say. Camparo's 2 for 5. Lugo started his day with a single and a run scored as J.D. Davis brought everybody home with a grand slam. Whenever you have a historic game like this, you're wondering how it's going to play out. You think of a number of situations, maybe a walk-off winner, late inning drama. There's all kinds of things that go through your mind. I could have never imagined that they would jump out to a 9-1 lead in a blink and 10-1 eventually. And that really the most memorable moments of this opener up to this point, still have a couple of innings to play. They took place right there in the first inning. How special was that? The first 5 hitters reached base for the Bees. What a way to start off the history of this ballpark. And so there will be that fun question. Who was the first guy to hit a home run? Well, it was J.D. Davis, and it was a grand slam. Matthew Lugo aboard for the second time today with that base on balls. Runners at first and second now with 1 down. Or 2 down, excuse me. Here's Nico Cavadas. Cavadas had that 3-run blast in the second. It was a no-doubter. Now he goes the other way through the whole left side, a base hit.
If nursing is your calling, Grand Canyon University has a path for you. If you're in school, in healthcare, or changing careers, GCU has a path for you through our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Take prerequisites on campus or online, then gain first-hand experience in one of our convenient skills labs, including our new learning site in Lake Mary near Orlando to prepare for the licensure exam. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu/ABSN.
Hi, I'm Devin Whitmire. People from South Carolina, like myself, are proud of their state, but even we don't know every nook and cranny or every piece of culture or history. To explore places that are off the beaten path, you have to talk to the people there because their stories, their ideas make everything come together. From Discover South Carolina, it's the Palmetto Porch. To learn more, visit scpalmettoporch.com.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Ilve Ranges. Experience our state-of-the-art wellness spa with working cold plunge, sauna, and steam shower systems. Feel the difference our knowledgeable staff can make to help you with your new custom home build or remodel. Let Mountainland Kitchen and Bath help you get that kitchen or bath you've dreamed of into reality.
Beautiful weather, a beautiful sight with these fans in the stands, and a beautiful result so far as well. 13-5, Bees lead over the Reno Aces. Make sure to join us for the rest of the series. Get your tickets at slbees.com. And that includes the Sunday 12 o'clock start. We'll be right here with you on KMYU as Jordan Lawler leads off the top of the 8th. It's going to be a great time, but those Sundays, you have to take advantage of the brunch because now our Sunday games are right there in the brunch time hour. It'll be a premier experience. Tickets are $47. You get the fantastic brunch with the expanded bar menu. And on top of that, great baseball as well. The weather's cooperating all week. So make sure to be a part of opening week here at the ballpark at America First Square. This is fouled back behind home plate by Lawler. 0 for 4 so far tonight. And for the fans tonight, they've had a great time singing along, having a great time with a ton of runs being scored, and the Bees being ahead the entire evening. Lawler takes low. Well, all of the runs that were scored tonight, they're brought to you by LVT. Help keep your customers and employees safe with LVT. Proud sponsor of Bees Baseball. Lawler swings and misses strike 3. Michael Darrell Hicks with a nice start to this top of the 8th inning. Well, Michael Darrell Hicks, as I was talking about, had this performance against El Paso where he gives up the 4 earned runs in 1 2/3, but did everything right and then went right back to work doing the same thing that he did, even though those runs were given up. Still doing the right thing no matter what the result is. Well, before that outing, he gave up 1 earned run, 6 hits, and 10 2/3. An ERA of .84, and opponents hit 171 against him. And then after that outing, which was rough, he went 6 innings total, didn't give up any runs, only 5 hits. ERA of 0, of course, and opponents hit 227. I thought it was a great showcase of trust, communication, and what was truly expected, because when Michael Darrell Hicks got the ground ball outs he was looking for, they just happened to find a hole against El Paso. They were the ground balls you wanted. They weren't, worm burners or anything. These are just balls that had eyes and found their way through, and it turned into a rough outing. So Michael Darrell Hicks went right back to doing the same things, and the results were good. That's headed out to shallow right. Cavadas, the first baseman, with the call on the catch. 2 up, 2 down. And it's that type of coaching, it's that type of trust that you feel around this organization right now. And I thought Michael Darrell Hicks was a great example of that. I thought with Campero climbing the ladder as quickly as he did from double to triple and then to the major leagues. Trey Mancini to the plate, 3 hits today, 3 for 4. Mancini takes a strike. And I remember actually being out in right field, right in the corner that they have out there at that ballpark in El Paso. And I still remember Shane Luke's telling him, well, you did exactly what we said. Just keep doing it. Don't worry about it. If the ball finds a hole, it finds a hole, and we live. We just move on. And Michael Darrell Hicks tonight has settled in well here in this outing so far. The 0-2 is just fouled off over to the third base side. You saw the results, and I thought it was great that Michael went right back to it and trusted Shane Lukes. The next two outings were great, and it shows that what happened in that El Paso outing was kind of a one-off. In Albuquerque, Michael was great, 1 2/3, gave up a hit, struck out 2. Here tonight, he's 1 strike away from closing down this 8th inning. Trey Mancini ready. Here comes the pitch from Michael Darrell Hicks. That's fouled off to the right side and out of play.
Another driver's foul causes accident. Call Siegfried and Jensen.
If nursing is your calling, Grand Canyon University has a path for you. If you're in school, in healthcare, or changing careers, GCU has a path for you through our accelerated Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. Take prerequisites on campus or online, then gain first-hand experience in one of our convenient skills labs, including our new learning site in Lake Mary near Orlando to prepare for the licensure exam. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu/ABSN.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Missions to Mars, driverless cars, AI chatbots. Feels like we're already living in the future. Robinhood is built for the future of trading. Robinhood's intuitive design makes trading seamless so you can spot opportunities and take control of your trades. You can now even trade stocks and crypto all in one place. Sign up for a Robinhood account today. Investing is risky. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, is a registered broker-dealer. Trading during extended hours involves additional risks. Cryptocurrency services are offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services.
Season long. Strike 3! You're out! Plus, stream the Savannah Bananas and emerging fight sports to keep the action going. Best of all, it's totally free. No credit card required. Download the Bally Sports Live app today on your phone or connected device.
Bottom of the 8th inning. The Bees all over the Aces here tonight. You should be all over this ballpark. Get your tickets at slbees.com. Join us for the rest of the series. If not, join us right here on KMYU Thursday, as we'll have the game for you at 6:30. Join us for the TV broadcast coming your way on Saturday at 1, and then on Sunday at 12 o'clock. Rio Tinto Kennecott, mining premier American copper in Utah for over 120 years. We mine it. America depends on it. Proud sponsor of tonight's game. We love having them aboard. Pitch is high to J.D. Davis. Boy, did he start this party right. The Bees had a run come in on a base on balls. Great plate appearance for Cavadas. That's how the first run was scored. And then after that, J.D. Davis cleared the bases. Davis tonight a triple away from the cycle. He's reached base 4 times. And the count is 1-2. 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Reno. 13 runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Bees. Davis slices this straight back to the screen. Salt Lake 7 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Dre Jameson, the new pitcher on for the Reno Aces. Fires, and Davis stays alive. Dre Jameson, drafted by Arizona. The 34th overall pick in the 19 draft. Returning from Tommy John surgery, recorded a 3.32 ERA, 37 strikeouts, 18 walks, and 40 2/3 with Arizona in 23 before landing on the IL. 2019 MAC Pitcher of the Year. Here's a swinging bunt. Jameson doesn't have far to go to get it, and J.D. Davis, for the first time tonight, is retired. He reached base 4 times. He had the grand slam. What a great night for J.D. Davis. What a great night overall for the Bees up to this point. Ryan Noda has been punched out 4 times in a row tonight. Great to see him get a well-deserved knock here in the bottom of the 8th. Jameson fires low for ball 1. For the Salt Lake Bees, that battle in this first half is going to be a lot of fun. That entire division and the entire league. As we say, the PCL stands for playing chutes and ladders, and it was definitely the case last year. Reno won the second half. People forgot they went on a massive winning streak where they looked unbeatable, and then the Bees won 12 in a row, 15 out of 16. They were in the driver's seat. Then things flipped upside down on them. And sometimes it's because guys got to call up and new guys are coming in and different things happen to your rotation. It's all part of it. Now, the Bees have the kind of roster that certainly can compete right to the end with trying to go for a playoff spot as well, no matter what is happening to the roster. There's good depth on this team. Noda uses his timeout here. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch to Noda. That's away, and the count is full. Keyboom waiting on deck. It has quieted out a bit, as many of the fans have taken off early. What is a blowout win for the Bees? It has been a long game for a Tuesday night for sure. It's a grounder back to the pitcher. Jameson will take it himself to the bag. 1 unassisted, 2 up, 2 down. Noda an 0 for 5 night. Here's Carter Keyboom. Keyboom 1 for 3, and he's reached base twice. Had a hard hit liner to Alexander there at short in his last time up. Well, the energy and the enthusiasm of this ballpark, it was incredible to start this thing. That's going to be a fair ball. That is now ruled dead. It was first base umpire Harley Acosta who had his hands up calling that a dead ball. Mark Stewart Jr., the home plate umpire, he initially had that as a fair ball. Good work by Harley Acosta to notice that hit Keyboom. Great communication from the umpiring crew tonight. 2 out, nobody on. The Bees did a ton of damage early and then tacked on 2 in the 7th. That's a hard hit ball through the whole left side, and Carter Keyboom just keeps hitting the ball well. Keyboom had a 3-hit day back on Sunday as he started to get warm towards the end of that series against Albuquerque, and he came into tonight hitting .421 on the year. That's his second knock of the night. Sebastian Rivero went hitless before he had a single and then moved to second on the air by Vukovic out and left. That took place in the 7th. Bees up 13-5. They're not done. Sebastian fouls it straight back to the screen. There's a few images that just stay in your mind when you think about meeting somebody. Sebastian Rivero has one that will always jump out to so many in the organization. You know, he meets you, he shakes your hand, he introduces himself. He was enthused to introduce his family to everyone at a player and team event. He was out there, and big smile on his face to introduce his wife, his wonderful son, little daughter. He's a proud papa, just a big glaring smile on his face, and was so happy to have them there at the event. And you can tell he's not afraid to brag about his kids. He's doing it right. Yeah, family means so much to him. And here at this ballpark, we see everything on the outside. What they have done to think of the player experience, not just what the player experience is, but their entire family. There's a number of amenities for them when they attend a game. Rivero takes in the dirt. And it makes it easy because now the player, they know their family's taken care of. If it gets cold, there's a place for their family and their kiddos to go. If it gets too hot, there is. If you have a toddler who might want to move around a bit, doesn't want to sit in the same seat the entire time, and you want to go to a private place, you can head there. They've done it right. Crack bat, little floater out to left, and not going to get there, Vukovic. Heading first to third is Kieboom. The Bees have him on the corners here in the bottom of the 8th. Sebastian Rivero with his second knock of the night after he started 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Well, whether the game is close or a blowout, Sebastian Rivero in the late innings has had some great hits. He just dropped that one in there. A little soft serve single out to left. 2 on, 2 out. Yolmer Sanchez, 2 for 4 tonight. That's in there for a strike. But they really have thought about everything for the individual and for the fan experience. Tremendous work by everyone in the organization to think of every detail. Where do people go? How quickly can they get there? Where do the traffic jams happen? How do we avoid that? It's bounced foul to the right side. Sanchez down 0-2. But when going through that relentless, endless discussions about every square inch of where people would go to get to their seat as quickly as possible, the communication, exactly how to word it, how to identify somebody that could be of help if anybody is confused to where they can find them quickly. And it was clear tonight while being out there on the concourse, it was a very smooth process. That's bounce foul. A lot of new staff from different parts of the ballpark. And so you prepare for it as best as you can. You think of best case scenario and you just give yourself the best chance. That was about as smooth as you could ask a ballpark operation to.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Taxes was taxing. Now taxes is relaxing when you file for free.
I can file for free? TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at TurboTax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition and get your maximum refund. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. See if you qualify at TurboTax.com/free.
Every day, Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
To the top of the ninth inning, the Bees ahead comfortably by the score of 13-5 this evening. As the Bees jumped all over the Reno Aces with 5 in the first and 4 in the second, 1 in the third. They led by the score of 10-1. And while they had that lead cut down to 10-5, they were able to extend back out to an 8-run lead by getting 3 in the bottom of the seventh. So here in this top of the ninth, it's the top of the order, right around the middle part of the order, 5, 6, 7, Vargas, English, and Vukovic. Vargas tonight, reached base twice. Daryl Hicks still on the mound as he's looking to close this baby out. That would be quite a finish for him tonight as he took over at the very end of that seventh. And then cruised through the eighth. He has struck out 2. He's retired all 4 that he has faced. And he came in during a dirty inning, too, to get out of that seventh and extinguish what could have been, as it was threatening to be, a late inning rally that could have made it a little more serious. And before you get too far ahead of yourself, don't forget that the Bees had a 7-run lead that went away on Sunday. And Michael Daryl Hicks made sure it stayed at 5. The offense made sure to get it back out to 8. Three-two. Fouled off to the left side. Ildemaro Vargas has had some time with the Aces and had a lot of time in this league. 16 seasons in minor league baseball. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Michael Daryl Hicks continues to have it stuck on automatic. That's his 3rd strikeout. He's punched out 3 out of the 5 that he's retired. And he's retired every single hitter he's faced. Here's Tristan English. He's reached base 3 times. 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. And English takes top of the zone for a strike. Tristan English, who had some good performances against Salt Lake last year. One series, 5 for 9 with a double and 3 runs batted in. Had a 10-hit series when he played the full series early in the year. The Aces really had their way with the Bees early in the season last year, and they batted really well against Salt Lake pitching. I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. They had 85 extra base hits against the Bees, 21 home runs. They batted .314. 1-2. Popped up. Shallow right. Long run. Diving for it is Noda. Couldn't quite get there. Great effort. And a runner at first here with 1 down. Fans really appreciate the effort from Noda tonight. Went crashing into the angled sidewall in a play that was in foul territory. He was hustling as hard as possible to get to that one. Even dove out for it, just short. And the Bees have had some great hustle plays throughout the evening. Whether it be out there on the base paths or in the outfield. AJ Vukovic And it doubled his last time up. He brought in 2. That made it a 10-5 game. Lead at first English. Cavadas playing off the bag. Leo 1. You come into a new ballpark, you're wondering what the experience will be like. Years worth of preparation, all the designing, all the conversations. Exactly how is this going to work? How many hours would need to be put into this? Down to every square inch, the thought about what you wanted it to be like for the fans and the community. The renderings come out, you see what they look like, you get excited. Then it starts to get pieced together, you break ground. Just each and every week, you ended up with more and more discussions about the new ballpark and what you hoped it would become. And tonight, it's been better than I think the fans could have dreamt up. Many of the fans have headed out as it's cooled down. A long game this evening that featured plenty of entertainment in the early part of it. His team is going to bring a lot of excitement night in and night out. But you have this vision, and you picture what you hope it will be. And to watch Gail Miller down there yelling play ball and waving to the fans and hearing their excitement, seeing the first pitches, the flyover, the giant flag out there in center field. I mean, this game kind of gets you into your emotions anyway. It's very personal to anybody who's involved with the game. I mentioned this in the first inning. And I thought about my good friend Steve Klauke, and I saw Lisa and Sue Klauke, his daughter and wife, down on the concourse before the game. I just walked the concourse just to see what it felt like on this first night and the energy that surrounded it. It was a special experience tonight, and seeing those two was the best part of the night. Pinto out to left center field. Lugo's going to cut that off in the alley. It'll score English on the play. Vukovic will go to third. RBI single here from Rene Pinto. He was 0 for 4 before that swing of the bat right there, and it's 13-6. B's still comfortably ahead. Catcher Rivero out to talk to Darrell Hicks. Well, for Darrell Hicks, retired the first 5 that he faced, and 3 of them were strikeouts. And the last 3 now have reached base. A single from English, a walk to Vukovic, and now Rene Pinto with the RBI single. Gray Kessinger has reached base 4 times tonight. As he steps up to the plate, he does not have a hit, though. All 4 have been walks. Well, the Reno Aces, before that last swing of the bat, they were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. This is a team that batted .389 against Tacoma in those situations. 2 balls and no strikes with 1 out. The Bees trying to put a lid on the debut of this stadium. Down and away. 3-0. Well, Michael Darrell Hicks, a little while ago, looked like he was going to sail through this 9th inning. Reno has not buckled. Rivero setting up behind the dish, and this pitch misfires. Ball 4. Suddenly the bases are loaded now. 1 out. Bees up by 7. Top of the order, Jorge Barrosa. And Barrosa 1 for 5. Shane Lukes, pitching coach of the Bees, out to talk with Michael Darrell Hicks. So what do you think, Michael? How about a ground ball double play to roll him up and get out of here? And for Jorge Barrosa, who's coming to the plate now, this guy stepping in with a chance to just continue the inning. I mean, if you're the Reno Aces, you just want to keep passing off that baton and give yourself a chance. These two teams last year, strangely, the Bees had a game where they rallied from a 7-run deficit to beat Reno on a Saturday in April. It was a day game. They were buried and done. Teodosio led off the inning with a triple and then ended it with a walk-off single. It was one of the most incredible comebacks I've ever watched. Reno, the next day, went down 6-1, and then they would rally all the way back throughout the course of the day, and in the late innings, take it away to beat the Bees. Turnabout was fair play in that series that took place in April with these two teams. The 0-1 to Barrosa. That's low. Sean Anderson got the start tonight. That's hit high and deep to right center. Headed for the alley, and it's gone. A grand slam for Jorge Barrosa. And suddenly, this has become a 13-10 ball game. Each team with a grand slam on the night. And while it looked like the Bees were going to coast to the finish line, suddenly it's a 3-run ball game. And tip your hat to the Reno Aces here. They do not give in. Barrosa smashed that ball similarly to the way J.D. Davis did all the way back in the first inning. Well, off the bat, you knew it was trouble. You knew it was at least extra bases, and it was going to clear the bases. But it also brought Jorge Barrosa home. Well, 1 out. Nobody on, 3-run ball game. And after Michael Darrell Hicks retired the first 5 that he faced, the last 5 have reached base, and all 5 have scored. Playing shoots and ladders. Jordan Lawler swing and a miss. He's 0 for 5 tonight. Three flyouts, actually 4 of them, and a strikeout. 1-2. Sean Anderson, the start. 4 2/3, gave up 3 earned and 5 hits. Jovan came in, pitched a scoreless 1 1/3, giving up just 1 hit. Briseño found some trouble there in the 7th. Darrell Hicks got him out of it. This is right back to Darrell Hicks. He'll underhand. 2 down. 3-run lead. 8th hitter coming to plate in the inning. Will look like a showdown quickly turned into a beatdown. And then what looked like a beatdown turned into a tight one here later. 13-10. Blaze Alexander. Oh and 1. Alexander tonight, hit by a pitch twice. Struck out twice, popped up to first. That's to center. Lugo coming on will have to play it on a couple bounces. So Alexander aboard. Trey Mancini stepping up. And all he's trying to do is just get on base any way he can. Mancini, the 9th hitter to the plate. Started his night with 3 straight hits. Struck out back in the 8th. That'll go to first. Cavadas to the bag. 13-10 the final. And the winner is Salt Lake. What a night. What a fun time here at the ballpark at America First Square. And what a start for the Salt Lake Bees in their new home. Towels waving, fans dancing, and the lights flashing all over the place. So much fun here at the ballpark. A high-scoring ball game, and it started with the Salt Lake Bees putting on a show. The wheels wobbled at the end, but Salt Lake was able to tighten it up. They improved to 5-5 on the season. The Aces dropped to 5-5 on the year. And they'll continue this 6-game series coming your way tomorrow at 6:35. Thursday, we'll be back here on KMYU at 6:30. Always a blast here at this ballpark, just like it was at Smith's Ballpark. And the fans who came out, they put on a show, and so did the Salt Lake Bees. For more on the game tonight, we head on down to Sammy Miller.
Following the Bees win over the Reno Aces, I'm joined alongside JD Davis. JD, what a way to open up this brand new ballpark with your grand slam in the first inning. How did it feel clearing those bases?
Yeah, it felt great. Just a great atmosphere. Thank you guys for showing up. Unbelievable stadium, great team win, and just happy to get a notch.
And what did you see at the plate that allowed you to be so aggressive and take that big swing into the pitcher?
Just doing my homework with the hitting coaches, staying short, staying up the middle, and I got a pitch to hit, got a pitch to drive, and I stayed to that right center gap, and good things happened.
And you were slotted in as DH tonight, so how do you stay mentally and physically ready to go when you're in the dugout while your teammates are out playing defense?
Just stay tuned in the game, watching us on defense, watching everybody else have at-bats. Going to stay loose down in the gym, but other than that, just staying locked in from pitch to pitch.
And you all were passing that baton to the next guy and the next guy throughout all 9 innings. So how much of an emphasis has that been in the clubhouse?
Yeah, this lineup from top to bottom is deadly, especially when we get going. All of our guys can get hot, and we can do some damage. As you can see, 13 runs, and it was just a great offensive night. Pitchers did great, pounded the zone and got us off the field, got more stress on their pitcher, and that's all we can do.
And you really couldn't write this script any better. Opening night, brand new ballpark, grand slam, the first home run ever here. So what does this night mean to you?
Oh, I mean, it's special. I always liked Salt Lake, and just to have this opportunity with a brand new stadium, and just to get a pitch to hit, to drive, to do some damage, bring in some guys when its base is loaded. I mean, it's pretty special, and hopefully just keep this momentum going into tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much, and good luck tomorrow.
Well, a memorable night and a memorable game. It had a little bit of everything. The sensational, it had the solid, the bizarre, the explosive, and all the smiles. It had everything you wanted for an opening night. A flyover, and the fans having a great time from all over different areas of the stadium. The offensive explosion from the Bees early on, the 5 runs in the first, it certainly set the tone. The J.D. Davis grand slam. That'll always be the answer to the trivia question. He cleared the bases as the first 5 hitters would reach base and come around to score. The Bees put on another 4 in the second inning. And great piece of hitting from so many different players, including Gustavo Campero, who had another nice night. Going the other way, J.D. Davis had a terrific performance, not just his grand slam, but everything else that he was able to do out there. The Salt Lake Bees opened this ballpark the right way. They were entertaining. They were fun. Everybody had a great time, and we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We hope to see you at the ballpark for a future game. Go to slbs.com to get your tickets. Thank you once as always. I'm Tony Park saying good night from the ballpark. 13-10 the final, and the winner is Salt Lake.
You've been listening to Salt Lake Bees Baseball. For a schedule of all the upcoming games and to buy tickets, go to slbs.com. This is 97.